Welcome to the Designated Drinkers Podcast. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
So you can shut the fuck up, you punk ass bitch!
Watch your profanity.
Repeat that?
Instead of Carlo, you fuck.
Right? He doesn't let you do anything when you guys do D&D,
It
man.
makes me mad.
And I'm so tipsy right now. I shouldn't even be DMing.
Dude, it just makes me mad because every time that I try to do something, it's almost like he purposely tries to fuck with me.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, no, legitimately, there's been times where we've been playing and I'm like, I do this. And he's like, no, you don't do that. I'm like, I thought that this game was supposed to be you can do what you want. Obviously, I understand it's to an extent, but I thought that it was like, I do this. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. But everything. No, you don't do that. No. No. Every single thing I do. No, you don't do that.
It is kind of funny when you and Darian don't get an answer, and he's like, no, you don't get it. And he's like, motherfucker. I will say, you know what my favorite part of recording D&D and having to edit it is every time he goes, you die, and you immediately go like, yes. You're like, maybe this time, and he's like, you're dead. And I'm like, God damn it.
Realize I just do that for effect, right?
I do. Yeah, I know. You know what else is for effect? The fact that we just started this episode. Hey, everybody, how you doing?
We are the Designated Drinkers. Keep on drinking. This was a great episode, boys. Have a
This
good
is
one.
probably the best episode of all time. Go fuck your mother, Carlo. Bye.
Hey, but seriously, we are the Designated Drinkers. This is our podcast. I'm Tom.
I'm Nick.
And this is Joe.
We are the Designated Drinkers Podcast.
Yeah.
Come fuck with us.
Come fuck with us, man.
Or just come fuck us. Either one.
Probably
Whoa.
don't fuck us. I don't
think-
want to.
I feel like you've had too much to drink, Nick.
I haven't had as much as Joe.
How many beers? How much alcohol do you guys think it would take you guys to like actually have someone have sex with you guys like in your butt? Because we're guys.
What?
What?
Like how much
Like
alcohol?
gay sex?
Yeah, like and someone just came to me and was like, "Hey man, you've been drinking a lot. You're really hot. I'll give you like 2 million."
For
I
2
can do
million.
it for 2 million.
For 2 million.
How many beers?
I'd do it for fucking 0 beers at 2 million. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know about that. I gotta be a little bit more
For
relaxed.
$2 million?
Hey man.
Hey, if somebody
all
says
different.
2 million and however many beers you need, I'll take plenty of beers.
I'll put it to you this way. If somebody says, I'll give you $2 million to let me fuck you, I'd be like, here's the lube.
Really? Any guy?
Give a fuck.
Okay.
$2 million? Interest alone in your bank account.
What if it was like
True.
Shaq though?
Dude, I don't give a fuck.
I
He
mean,
could rip my asshole open. I don't give a
Shaq
shit.
doesn't have big dick energy.
No.
Yeah, I feel like Shaq
He
doesn't
wears a
re-
size like 23
That
shoe.
doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean
though.
anything. He could have an average size penis.
I feel
All right,
like
let's search it. Search it.
Dude, I feel like
How big
wanna
is Shaq's
see.
dick?
I feel
You
like
search it.
I don't want to search
So
it.
here's the thing. I feel like Shaq's dick is slightly above average, but because he has such a big frame, I feel
Yeah.
like it looks tiny.
I think that he has a proportionate dick to
I don't.
his size,
I don't think.
which is terrifying because
You know
it's
why?
probably 11.
You know
inches.
why? Logically, I don't think that's the case. Have you ever seen the chick he used to date named Hoops? Who was?
No.
So for all you guys out there who are not hip hop relevant, there was a chick named Hoops, and her name is Hoops because she used to be on Flavor Flav's Flavor of Love. She was about 5'1". She liked basketball. She started dating after that show because she didn't win, obviously. Shaq, he's 5'1", bro. If Shaq is like what 7 foot at least,
7'3".
He would have ripped her apart.
yeah, this no way he doesn't have at least. He's got to have like a 7 at most.
A 7-inch dick,
No, I was thinking more like 8.
8 or 9.
That's respectable.
Yeah, which on a body like me or you guys, 8 inches is huge.
Yeah.
I
but-
wish.
If I have
wish.
an 8, if before you finish, if I had an 8-inch dick, I would be like swinging that around in clubs, like, who am I fucking today?
But like with him, just because he's so large, I just feel like it would look tiny.
It would.
You know, like,
Probably.
That wouldn't even fit his hand.
dude, he does have a big ass.
He's got
hand.
massive hands.
He's got massive
Like,
hands.
But that's
think-
the thing. It's the cliche of the big feet and the big hands.
Do you think that
he's
he-
gonna have something?
Do you think he just like crank it with his thumb and his pinky? Like, he's like, oh god, it feels so
this
good.
is so good.
Oh, I love cranking it with my fingers.
It'd be something like, I love carrying my finger in my pinky. In the world. Oh, Space Jam.
Dude, can we just say though? I would hate to be that big. Like,
Oh yeah, it'd be awful.
Not like dick size. I'm talking about like height,
Body size.
because like if you think about it, you would have to have specialty cars. You would legitimately. I mean, you have to have specialty beds, specialty everything.
That's why you go into the NBA so you can actually afford it.
So what's the limit? Like, what height limit for you guys? Like, if you guys had, if like someone told you, like, hey, this is how tall you would be, like, this is as tall as I want to be. Don't make me this tall.
Height limit?
Like what's the limit?
Highest I would want to be?
Yeah.
I would say maxed out probably like 6'7", 6'8".
Okay.
Maxed out.
I'd say 6'6".
6'6". Okay.
See, I could deal with 6'7", 6'8", because you could still get under doorways.
Mm-hmm.
You could still function as a human being.
Yeah.
And it's only like 4 more inches taller than I am now.
I agree.
So.
Mm-hmm.
You're
And then
6'4"?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm 6'2".
so about 6 inches at most.
Yeah.
I just want to be 6 feet. That's all I want.
So yeah,
I'd love to be 6 feet.
Yeah, as long as you're like around 6 feet, like the stereotype is just like, I mean, he's got to have a big penis.
You know what's funny is everybody that I know is like, oh man, I wish I was 6 feet, dude. I actually wish that I was shorter.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, because being taller, it like not like super short, but how tall are you, Nick?
5'10".
Yeah, so like if I was like 5'9", 5'10", I'd be cool there because like there's certain vehicles that when I get in, I'm uncomfortable. It's like at work, there's certain areas that I have to go into because I'm so tall that it makes me crunch my body up in very uncomfortable positions. And if I was a little bit shorter, it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Have you ever felt like there was a stereotype for how big your penis should be because of your height? You personally, because you're the tallest one out of all of us. You're around, 6 feet.
Stereotype?
Yeah.
Not
Like,
really.
if you ever felt like a girl's looking at you, it's like she's expecting at least 8. I don't know what your size is. You don't got to tell me.
Don't worry, we'll talk about it after the podcast.
I don't want to talk about it at all.
Well, we are now. I don't feel like I've ever had any kind of stigma to it.
Okay.
I mean, they've always been pretty happy, so
Perfect.
that's all that matters.
I never had anybody laugh at me.
I mean, besides us.
Do you wanna tell us like what was going like? Because I know we were talking about this earlier. Do you want to like share that? What we were talking about earlier when we were reading
About the...
the girl.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to if you don't
Wait,
want
what?
to.
So I was dating this girl once, and we'll just call her Tina, I guess. I was dating Tina, and she was super chill. She was nice, cool, like really relaxed, easygoing.
Mina, Bofina, Mina,
And
Mina.
she was cute. She had great,
Tina.
a really decent body. She was a couple of years older than me. So we started dating, and
Now you have a kid together.
no. God, no.
I hope you realize that every time you bring up a girl, he's just gonna say that it
know.
was your wife. It's no.
So, unfortunately, what I discovered early on was that her super chillness and easygoingness carried over into the bedroom.
Did she have a big clit?
No, it was
This isn't a
average.
Darian story. Don't worry about it.
I just wanted to check.
It was average. Like I would get up in her business, and this is the sound that she would make in reaction to it.
What?
That's it.
Were you dating the bitch from Bob's Burgers?
Basically,
But of age. She was of age. She was of age though.
but she
So what you're saying is you guys were perfect for each other.
no.
She's such a pee-pee sometimes.
Okay. The fact was, she was so goddamn boring that I actually was able to become soft within.
What?
Yeah, it was the most boring thing I've ever experienced.
Because she wasn't giving her anything. She wasn't giving him anything.
I received nothing. I told Joe, I was like, I could have gotten off easier staring at a wall with my own hand.
Would she let you choke her and stuff, or what?
Probably. Never got to that point.
Dude, you should have just done that.
I was
Would've
so
kept it
bored.
hard.
I was so bored. Like, dude, it was just a workout. I just felt like I was at the gym after that. I'm just like,
Damn.
God,
See,
now I'm just sweating and it's not even doing anything.
When I was in high school, I heard like one of my friends, because he was sexually active and he was sexy looking, no homo. I'm talking about in terms of me. Like when I say sexy, I look at other guys and go like, I wish I looked like that because I just look like a fat, ugly bitch.
Joe, you're sexy.
Thanks.
I think you're sexy.
But anyway, that's what I mean. It's like in my eyes, I was like, I wish I looked like this guy. And he'd like tell me stories of like, I kind of just had to pretend that I finished. Has that ever happened to you, Tom?
I've never pretended, but there have been times where I haven't.
Really, like it's just like it's not worth it.
I mean, there's been a couple of occasions like where like you have those days where you're like most of the time you're in the mood, but every once in a while you get in that mode where you're just like, man, I'm not really. But they won't leave you alone, so you're like, all right, well, I'll throw it to you real quick and I'll go to sleep. And in those times, sometimes it's like a little harder to
Just
like,
get it going.
Yeah,
because you're not in the mood.
Yeah, so but. The only other time that I've ever really had that happen was when I was like drinking a lot.
Whiskey dick, as they call it.
It
wasn't. I'm assuming it wasn't exactly that, but
yeah, whiskey dick is more like you drink so much that you can't get it off.
yeah,
but
that's what I
like
mean, yeah.
where you had so much to drink where you're like, oh my god, I feel like I'm. And then after a while, like they just get to the point where they're like, all right, you can. Like,
you told
You're
me that
dismissed.
you described that, and I think it'd be funny if like you think you're having sex, you've had a few, and like you think you're coming, but in fact like she looks just like, dude, what are you doing? You're pissing in my vagina.
well, here's the thing. You got to figure like, don't get me wrong. Like I mean, I've had sex where it goes for like a long period of time, but sometimes like they get sensitive down there if you've been going for too long.
I get
Yeah,
that.
it gets raw.
And they're just like, all right, it's kind of starting to hurt. So then it's like, all right, well, I'm just going to try to freaking crank this out real quick and then go to sleep.
I got you.
I mean, it varies on the day. Like, sometimes it could be like, I mean, it doesn't happen too often, but every once in a while you're like, oh, God. Oh. And then, like,
I didn't mean to, sorry.
And then, like, you lay there in disappointment and you're like, well, I'm going to go to bed now. And
also, like for you, you don't like if you're disappointed, you don't go like round two. You just go like I'm done.
Depends on the day.
Okay.
I mean, every once in a while, it's just kind of like, all right, well, this happened. I got to go to work tomorrow. So,
Honestly,
Nick knows what I'm talking. You
Round-
know what
Talk
I'm
about
talking
it. I'm not judging you guys.
honestly, round two, I think almost only happens when you're freshly dating somebody.
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't really happen too much after you've been together for a long
Because
time.
at that point you're like,
Been there, done that.
I'm done, and I know what you look like now, as I have for the past few years.
Dude,
I'm going to bed. It's not that exciting anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even think that it's like an excitement thing. I think it's just kind of like, all right, well, we both got what we came here for, and even if both of you didn't, it's just kind of like, all right,
Well, we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where you're like, well, I gotta be up in 6 hours. Like, come on, just let me fucking go to sleep. Like, Joe, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship for so long,
I get it.
It
I
just
automatically
gets to the
get it.
point where like you love each other, but it's just like, all right, like, leave me the fuck alone. I gotta get up. You gotta get up. Fucking leave me alone so I can get some sleep.
Okay.
It's like, you may not be tired now, but we're both going to feel it tomorrow, and we're both going to be in pissy moods.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get into an argument. Like, it's kind of like, dude, there's been nights where I've hopped on Xbox with you guys.
Afterwards.
No.
Okay.
And she was like, hey, come on. I'm like, no, go the fuck to sleep.
Right, so, believe it or not, I don't know if any women listen to the podcast,
They
but
probably do.
Yeah, we have.
We definitely
have a
do.
couple.
believe it or not, men sometimes aren't in the mood either.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean, and especially like, dude, I've had it where like I got home, I was horny as shit, and I just fucking pow, and then I go back down to the bathroom, and I'm like, I'll just do this again real quick, and like, so like you do that twice, and then.
And then 2
That's-
hours later, you're good to go watching TV, eating a sandwich, and she comes over and she's like, hey, you're like, God damn it, why didn't you do this
Yeah.
before?
Like, I've legitimately gone downstairs at like 10 o'clock at night to take a shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, since I'm here, whatever.
Just do it because you don't know if it's gonna happen or not.
Well,
Yeah.
you think that it's not going to
Okay.
because, like, she looks like she's sleeping, and then, like, you go to bed, and then she rolls over, and you're like, motherfucker. And then you have to be like, it ain't happening. And she's like, what? Why? And you're like, I'm in the mood. Like, Because you can't be like, because I cranked it out twice today. Like,
I can't do it more than twice, god dang it. Well, I feel like you guys are telling me this. I feel like my strategy would be like, I would wait, because I'm obviously going to sleep after her. I'd wait till she's asleep, and then sometimes I'll go, okay, well then, is that
I think
not how...
the best option is to just crank it out in the morning.
Joe, as a young man, all right?
As a young buck?
Yeah. As a young stallion over there. Okay, here's what you do. Before you go out, let's say you're going to go out on a date. Mm-hmm. All right? About half an hour before the date.
You got to do it.
Go crank one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard
Then
that.
you go out to dinner, you get back, you watch some TV, you throw it in a couple times, and, you know, it's... Sometimes it works against you. Mm-hmm. I've had that happen before. Where you're like, all right, so if I'm busting up now, in about 2 hours, I'll be able to last longer. And then you're like, you drink a lot of water or something, and then you're like, and you're done. And you're like, fuck. I mean, dude, it happens to everybody. Like, I know that there's like a lot of stigma on like, oh, and the only reason why that stigma is even there is because of porn.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
the dudes in porn supposedly go for 2 hours straight.
See, so this is the weird thing about
and
porn.
Then they erupt a half a gallon of
they
splooge.
They cut scenes though.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Like they take like 15-minute scenes and put them together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's been times where I've had sex for over an hour, you know, but after a while, it's not. After you've been doing it for so long, you're just like, all right.
You kind of want it to be quick.
Yeah, you're like, okay, can we fucking get this over with?
But do you guys want it to be quick?
Yeah.
Or does everybody want it to be
think about it.
Sometimes it's both.
You want it to be straight pleasure.
Yeah.
But when you're full blown doing it for 20 minutes, it's a fucking workout. And it starts to hurt your abs and your hips and your ass and your legs. And then you got to keep adjusting. And then you're just like, God, dude, this sucks.
There's actually been times where, like, me and my significant other have looked at each other, and I'm just like, all right, well, I'm just going to go finish this in the bathroom. And she's like, okay. And then she fucking lays down. She's done.
What?
So
you can finish.
What do you mean, what?
Well, she doesn't try to finish? I would assume that a woman would also want to finish.
I mean, I'm talking as in she already has.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have tried to question your masculinity.
It's not like we both look at each other. Oh, it's not.
This isn't happening. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that.
No, like because like I said, sometimes after a woman finishes, like it gets super sensitive in it, so it'll start to hurt. Mm-hmm. So like we just kind of look at each other, and it's just kind of like a mutual thing. But then again, we've also been together a long time, so it's like, yeah, I don't care. I'll go fucking. I think I don't give a shit.
I think last thing before because this is about to be like 18 minutes, and I don't want you guys to keep.
Really?
Yeah.
Talking about orgasms for the first half of the podcast.
We got to ask you one question: would you share fleshlight sleeves if it means you only have to buy the fleshlight? You can share.
Are the sleeves
with,
interchangeable?
Yeah, sleeves are interchangeable. Would you do it? Like, let's say you and Tom both bought a fleshlight. You're like, hey, I've got whatever porn star you like, and he's got like Kendra Lust because he likes, we both like Kendra Lust. So
Who doesn't like Kendra Lust?
Exactly. So you could have your favorite, and he's got Kendra Lust, and you guys could switch the sleeves. Would you do it?
Yeah, as long as he fucking cleans it first.
Boom.
See, now we got our three-way.
We solved it. So we're both buying a fleshlight.
I didn't know this was a real thing.
You've already committed.
Dude, the other guys thought that it was disgusting. I'm like, why? You just fucking wash it out.
You wash it.
Exactly. You wash it. And this is the thing.
Think chicks don't interchange each other's dildos? Of course they do.
They probably do. I wish you would have been here 2 weeks ago.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's that nasty. You get some soap and water, you scrub the shit out of the fucking thing.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a lot of people, especially because we're on a podcast, they don't want to admit exactly who they are as a person.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but my dick's been in some places where other dicks have been.
You don't have to be sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Like... Like
most chicks that I fucked, there was a dick in there before.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So all these guys, not me and Joe, but they're like, oh, that's disgusting. Why would you do that? I'm like, you've never fucked a chick that has been fucked by somebody else before. Like,
what's the difference whether it's latex or skin?
Yeah, it's the same thing. You could
same thing.
Except this one, you could actually wash out.
This one's cleaner.
Exactly.
There's no STDs here.
Like
This is hot water and soap.
I mean, I just
all bacteria is gone.
Look,
it's just high horse. It's high horse.
Let's just be honest. The three of us are just being honest with ourselves.
We are.
We're being who we are, and yeah, we would all fuck the same fleshlight.
Exactly.
I mean,
as
I'm
they're clean.
just saying, like, even if it didn't have interchangeable sleeves, I'd still do it as long as you fucking wash it out. I don't give a shit.
I
wouldn't
always
really
wanted to
care
try
either.
it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Dude! Oh my god! So we've been saying this for what now? For like half a year? Mm-hmm.
We have.
Like, I don't know what it is. I just want to know what the texture feels like.
That's me too.
Like,
I just want to like some like you fill it with some like warm lube or whatever you're supposed to fucking do with it.
Dude,
Does it actually feel right?
Yeah, I just want to know if it's like super rubbery or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily want to fuck one. I just want to touch the inside of it to see what it feels like.
Exactly.
That's legitimately all that I want to do. And I know that our listeners are probably like, Jesus Christ, is this all that these guys talk about is fucking fleshlights?
Is this week's podcast?
Dude,
is all sex?
And then we were also talking about those real dolls.
No, I want one of those fucking robots.
Robots?
Yeah, dude. They got sex robots now.
What?
Yeah.
I've only seen the real dolls. What the fuck you mean robots?
It's fucking full-blown sex robots. I'm not going to look it up on my phone.
What is the difference between that and a
These
real
are like
doll?
artificially intelligent robots.
I'd be a little worried about that.
No,
I'd be afraid.
I wouldn't.
Because there's gears and moving parts in there.
Deep within,
Yeah, but I don't want to put my pee-pee in there.
I would.
I mean, I probably would.
You would.
But
Think about a fleshlight, but like with a face and boobs.
it's the same thing as a real doll.
Yeah, but this one can actually like talk to you.
Yeah, but that's the best part about a real doll is it can't talk to you.
You mean like a blow-up doll?
No. You've never seen a real doll before?
No.
It's the one that looks like a person, but it's all silicone.
Oh, that would mess with me too much. I feel
I'm
like
gonna
a
be
dead
honest
body.
with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen enough documentaries. Sometimes I accidentally get into a video that
Dude,
has
I
that,
have too.
and I'm like, is that a real person or not?
Dude, I looked up a POV one time.
Yeah.
And it was this really hot chick who I thought was super hot. Mm-hmm. You know that she had a fucking real doll stunt double?
What?
I'm not even joking. She changed the name of the game in porn. You think I'm fucking joking? So, like, I'm watching it, right? And at first it's like her and she's like getting naked and whatever.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, all right. And like then she's like blah 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 blah, shoving it in her mouth, and then it gets to the point where she's getting fucked, and I'm like looking at her. I'm like, why does she look different? And then I'm like, is that fucking silicone? And I'm like, oh my god! They swapped her out for a fucking real doll, and they just zoomed in on like the tits
boobies.
down, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here!
Because the face is very noticeable. The rest of the body,
Yeah.
not.
But I was like,
I'm gonna have to see this.
dude, I was like,
Any of them, dude. Trust me.
dude, it fucked me up for
Yeah.
a second.
I have literally seen. They're pretty funny too.
I'm like, I'm just cranking it to a dude jerking off. if you think about it logically,
At the end of the
what's
day, that's what it
happening.
is.
watching somebody fuck a real doll is like jerking it to somebody that's just jerking off.
And you've already done that. So basically, like, if a guy's like, "Hey, man, I'll pay you like $100 to like see me jerk off to a fleshlight," it's easy money.
Dude, I'd do that for $100 even.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
If all I have to do is watch,
Yeah,
dude,
that's
I'd
all
do
you
that-
got to do.
I'd do that for $100 right now. You
I would
like,
definitely do that. Nick,
No, I don't need $100
get the
that
fuck
bad.
out of here, you
Bro,
wish
we
you
Don't
had
watch a
$100.
dude beat off.
I'm
Why
just
would
saying.
I want to watch that?
I'm just saying
Wait,
right
how
now.
long is it?
I mean, it's a
the
guy.
full duration of the guy having to beat off.
I'll say no more than 20.
20 what?
20 minutes.
Oh, fuck that. No.
You thought I was gonna say 20 hours?
No, I thought you were going to be like 20 seconds.
No. 20 minutes tops.
I'm just saying, dude, I could get off pretty quick if I really try.
20 minutes and you get $100.
No.
Nick?
For 20 minutes, I wouldn't.
How much is it then?
For
20
$100
minutes?
bucks?
Yeah, for 100.
I'd do 5 minutes for $100.
That's not bad.
All right, 5
But I
minutes
would
for
only
$100.
watch.
Yeah, nobody's telling you. I'm not trying to trick you into going like.
But wait, do I have to make eye contact? Because I don't know if I could do that.
You have to be in
Not
the
for
same.
$100.
You have to be in the same room without any kind of distractions. So you technically don't have to look at him.
Okay,
But you don't have a phone.
So here's the thing, Nick. What's the difference between that and watching a dude fuck a chick in porn? You're still watching a dude getting off.
Yeah, but I'm watching a chick get off too.
But you're
Are you,
making
though?
money this way.
Are you though?
I mean,
Because a lot of them are faking it. Most of the time, you're just watching a dude.
well, if you want to get
Definitely.
into the nitty gritty.
I mean, one of my favorite parts about porn is the nut shot. I mean,
Really? I'm very much not the same way. But
Oh,
you know
dude.
what? Your nut shot, I don't want to say it.
order.
I know, I'm more of a cream pie kind of guy.
I'm a cream pie kind of a guy too.
Right?
Yeah, we already know that about Nick.
I can see that, yeah.
I mean, he has a kid.
That's
How
true.
do you think kids are made?
That's true.
No, I mean, like, I'm all right with that, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know what it is, but the money shot. I love the money shot. You know?
I don't know. It's weird because for me, I tend to have like kind of some sense of an emotional connection to the chick. And like, unless I'm clearly thinking I'm the guy, I'd be like, I don't want to see some dude jerk on a girl's face.
Do you know what the difference is?
What's that?
Is because I'm in a relationship,
Yeah.
I don't make a connection with them. I'm just looking at them strictly for how they look.
Just for the like,
So I'm just like,
that makes sense.
yeah, I'd nut on her face. You know? Like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
like I would personally never do it to my girlfriend because I like.
Yeah.
I mean, in my porn, I'm okay with it being like a little disrespectful, but like
it's
it's
rather
weird,
disrespectful.
It's weird when you're with your significant other for so long because like when you first start dating, you're like, oh yeah, I kind of want to do that, but
I think every dude wants to do that. Yeah.
then like you've been with them for so long, and you're like,
I can't do it.
I
now.
can't do
gonna
that.
happen.
I
I
get
should have
it.
done it when I first had the chance.
What is your guys' your come shot catchphrase? Or if you had one, if you could think of one.
if I could think of one,
Yeah, like dropping loads. You can't take that one though.
I'd probably go with
Go ahead. Got to be something.
Bon Appetit, bitch.
Okay.
Be
Okay.
like, I hope that you like cowtails because here comes the cream.
Wait. I get it because caramel and there's cream in the center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you'd be like, say hello to Mr. Hostess.
See, I feel like Nick. You know what that says about Tom is that he would only fuck Hispanic or tan bitches. He's like
Why
because they're
do
all
Hispanic-
caramel. They're all caramel
Dude.
looking. He's like, you're the caramel. I'm the cream. Open
Dude,
up
look.
wide.
Oh,
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
If I was not with Nicole, I would probably be dating a Latina. I really like if you went in if you could pull up my search history on
Latinas are like the best of both worlds, man.
I'd be dating a blonde if I wasn't married.
Really.
Yeah.
I like darker hair and darker complexion.
I love that too, but I
Actually,
like blondes.
now that I think about it, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like blondes too. I've had a lot of blonde girlfriends.
Yeah.
My current girlfriend is blonde, but I'm talking about like most of my girlfriends have had dark hair, and I don't know what it is about Latinas, dude.
I know what it is.
They're
I'll tell you
sexy.
what it is. You know what it is?
I like
Is-
the attitude.
Exactly. They're sexy enough that they're not too black. No, not you being racist, but they still kind of have some semblance that they might be white.
I would go out with a black girl too. I'd be all right.
I think so. Yeah, black girls.
It depends, but probably.
You know what the
I don't think that I'd be able to do it though, just for the simple fact of like I've known a lot of black girls, and
Yeah.
they're like I could deal with sass, but they're
Mm-hmm.
like they could get really aggressive.
Super
sometimes.
sass.
I think it's the type of girl though, because like you like Latinas. Latinas are that's the same way, man. like
Well,
you know what I mean?
But I mean, I'm also
It's the girl, you know?
Italians are the same way too.
Yeah,
though.
it's the girl.
Oh, for sure.
But
Italian.
fucking Italian women are fucking nuts. And if there are any of you listening, you know that I'm 100% correct because I grew up in that fucking kind of household. Italian women are insane.
You know what's funny that we brought up black chicks? So there was this chick when I used to work at Walmart. There was this chick that I kind of had I was like, damn, this chick's sexy. She was dating one of my like dude friends that I was hanging out with, and like she had left because she got in an altercation with our like supervisor. And I remember him going like, dude, I really wish that like someone would have told me about her. He was like telling me like, Joe, this chick literally, I was leaving her house one day. I was going about 20 miles per hour in my car, and this bitch cheetah ran to my car and made me stop my car because she was running so fast. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And then he was showing me pictures of this chick fighting other chicks. Like I was like, this is a bad bitch. Like you don't fuck with this bitch unless you a real hood dude. You know what I mean?
Well,
You got to be ride or die.
see, like for me, I don't know what it is, man. Like, I like some Latinas.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind doing like an Asian.
Yeah, I'm cool with Asians too.
I've never had me an Asian, but I wouldn't mind.
I don't know, man. I'm the type of guy that's just like any kind of flavor. You know what I mean? I'm like Baskin Robbins. I'm all 32 flavors.
There's 31.
Exactly, but I'm greedy, so I like 32.
It got fucking cold as shit.
It did, man. It's getting cold.
Dude.
This is true talk, Joe. Man talk.
Welcome to Late Talk with the designated
Yeah.
drinkers.
I don't think we've ever. I think this is probably
This has
like our
been
most.
very sexual.
It is, but
conversation.
you know what it is? I think it's our most just like chill
Yeah,
talk ever. You know
I
what I
mean-
mean? We're just talking.
but like,
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
This
We're
is
talking?
this is kind of what our podcast is about. Like when you get together with your buddies and you just bullshit.
This is the essence
This is
of what
the
we
essence
wanted to
of
do.
the show for
Yeah,
sure.
we're
And I-
kind of going back to the roots.
And I think sometimes we get a little afraid and shit. And we're not afraid. We're not afraid. We probably.
We're not afraid of the fray.
But speaking of being afraid, I think we should probably talk about our Battle of the Beers.
You know what else we should do is listen to this sweet ad.
Hell yeah, man.
Hey, do you want to be cooler than all your friends? Well, then you should train Gracie Jiu-Jitsu at Hoy's Martial Arts. We've got classes 7 days a week, evening and daytimes available. If you're looking for day classes, we have classes Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday from 10 to 11. On Sunday, the class time is different. It's 10:15 to 11:15, so that you can sleep in. In the evening, Monday and Wednesday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. And Tuesday nights from 8 to 9. Friday nights, open mat from 6:15 until 8 o'clock. Check us out on the web, www.clevelandselfdefense.com.
God, that was so good.
That was such a nice ad, too.
Dude, it was pretty good.
Yeah, man.
So
heard
if you
that.
don't want to be a bitch anymore, definitely go check out Hoy's Martial Arts.
Definitely, man. Definitely, man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're sick of being a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
I'm sick of being a fucking bitch. I
You
don't
know what
about
you need? You need some Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, man.
That's exactly what I need in
And
my life.
and this is
Stop being a bitch.
yeah, exactly.
You're right.
If
I
you're
gotta
out
stop.
if you're out there and you're listening to this, don't go maybe next week. No, bitch.
You
This
gotta
week.
know.
Yes.
You know who
Gotta
says
know.
next week? Cucks.
Tom.
Oh, okay. And Cucks. I didn't try to combine the two. He said it. Definitely go do it. Don't be a cuck. This is Joe's own advertisement for Chris Hoy's Jiu-Jitsu is don't be a cuck. Go get some fuck in your jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, like if you guys are just looking to meet some new people and learn something pretty neat, and I mean, everybody up there is super nice,
Amazing.
I mean,
Amazing people.
they're very accepting of everybody that comes up there, even if you don't do jujitsu or whatever. and
Eventually-
you just wanna check it out.
Eventually, you'll meet like a pretty small guy with like weird ass eyes, and you'll think you'll know his voice. Don't worry about him.
He's
a cool
the
guy.
biggest cuck of them all.
He's a And then you'll meet like a weird, like hobbit-looking brown guy who kind of smiles all the time, and he's kind of cool, And
Yeah, that short bald guy is definitely Angelo. The biggest cuck of them all, Angelo. Oh, hey, make sure that you beep out his last name.
yeah, it's the best part.
I wasn't really thinking about that when I did that.
You weren't. I definitely was. I thought you were doing that for just
No.
fun.
The second one was, but the first one wasn't.
Yeah, man. If you go to Hoy's Jiu-Jitsu, ask for Angelo. Personally,
And when you see him, make sure that you're like, oh yeah, I heard that you were the biggest cuck of them all. Dude, he's like, what was that phrase from Lord of the Rings? One ring to rule them all.
One cuck to
He's
rule
like
them
one cuck to rule them
God damn it! I wish he was here. He's so good. Listen.
I
One
met some real cucks in my day, but you take the cuck.
all. Dude, we definitely have to bleep out his last name though.
No, we will. Trust me, we will. Don't worry.
Angelo not need to worry about his last name being in the podcast.
Don't worry, Angelo is safe. He's not gonna ever hear his last name, which is on this podcast. But it's so good. It's so good. Angelo, we love you.
Just remember,
I
there's only-
never said. So you can't blame me for it.
Oh my god, man.
Just remember, there's only one cuck to rule them all, and his name's Angela.
Okay, so maybe we do Battle of the Beers in honor of Angela.
The debate should be.
We need to stop because there's going to be so many beeps within a fucking 2-minute period. Oh my god. You realize that this is now the second episode that we've done that in.
It is.
Not with Angela name, but dude, the last episode there were so many fucking beeps.
Really?
It was ridiculous.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's funny, you know what I mean? And Angelo is a complete sport, and he'll understand. Okay. Enough joking around. Let's do Battle of the Beers. Oh my god. All right, everybody, we're here.
Just so everybody knows, I ate a massive foot long and a bag of chips and 2 cookies and a cup of coffee.
You know, before we start this, I realized that skinnier people eat a lot more than guys who are bigger.
Well, I think that has to do with. I don't know what the fuck it has to do with. All I'm saying is I'm very full, so chugging this beer is going to be painful as fuck.
You are very full, and in honor of food and, you know, having some alcohol in us, today's Battle of the Beers is going to be a battle to see which one of these guys can convince me which is the better option to have when you're intoxicated. Nick's argument is that... What is your food chain, Nick?
Dave's Cosmic Subs.
Dave's Cosmic Subs is better than what Tom is going to... I'm going to actually let Tom say it. I feel like that's a little bit fair. But yours is Dave's Cosmic Subs.
Yep.
I'm going to have the timer ready. You tell me when you are ready, my friend.
I'll go ahead and start with the drink.
Okay. Yeah, we're probably going to keep it classic today, guys. This whole show thing, you know, like some people do like some shows, but... You know, it's really the desperate people like me and Darian. You know, Darian's a cuck, and I've never had a girlfriend, so we're both desperate in many ways. So give me 69 seconds on the clock. You tell me when you're ready. When you're ready, Nick?
Yes.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. All right. I have no doubt that you will probably do very well when you drink.
Of course I will, but I'm just
I love the cockiness.
Enjoy the
the aftermath. I get it.
I'm going to go for 6 seconds this time.
6 seconds?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right.
So, tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. And he is just going for it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never seen Nick drink, it is... Okay, so
Good God.
It was a couple seconds late, but he did it. He did it.
So... Basically, I think Dave's Cosmic Subs is probably one of the best drunk foods you can ever have. One of. Not the best, but one of. And if you've never eaten there, then you definitely should. Go when you're sober so you know what the menu is going to be so that you can actually have a flavor. What I love about them is that you have a massive menu of different combinations of meat, cheeses, vegetables, sauces. And why I think it's one of the best drunk foods is because you get this thick, solid bread. You get the meat, the cheese, the fats, all of the oils that are in the dressings and everything. Totally soaks up the alcohol. You get a pickle. You get some chips that are kettle cooked in the peanut oil and everything. So it's like nice and solid foods that really absorb that alcohol and kind of get rid of all the nasty horribleness out of your system. So that way you don't actually get sick. Yeah.
That's it. That's all she wrote. You know, and everybody at home or on your car ride, because I'm assuming you guys listen to your car ride, just while you're with me, think about food. You know, we all love food. Just embrace your inner obese person and think about what you like. And we'll see if me and you come up with the same thing. That was Nick. He did an amazing job. And now it's Tom's turn. I don't know if you can hear him already. So Nick's about to leave, and wow, Jerry, that was great. Yeah, it was. I think Nick brought out. I think he's getting a little cocky, but I think he's. You know, he has a right to. You're right. I think he has a very reason to be cocky, and we're gonna see if the
Was
contender.
it fucking 69 seconds?
It
'Cause
was.
way longer than 69
No,
seconds.
the judge and the combatant had a little talk before that, but don't worry about it. It's not going to jeopardize that. Challenger Tom is going to tell us what he thinks is the best thing to eat while you're drunk.
Best thing or best place?
Best place, my bad.
Okay, because I was going to say, wait, did
I'm
we
sorry.
change this topic?
Yeah, we did, motherfucker. No, best place.
Okay.
You can go say it.
Oh, Denny's.
Tom is going to debate whether Denny's is better than Dave's Cosmic Subs. We're going to see if his topic is better. Tom, when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. And Tom is just, you know what? Some people might think that Nick has it. Oh, he's got a different
All
technique.
right, so here's the thing. One, Denny's is way better because they're open 24/7. You can go up there with all your drunk-ass friends and eat as much food as you want. If you go to Dave Cosmic Subs, they're open till like 10 o'clock, dude. You'd have to start drinking at like 3 in the afternoon. Fuck that shit. You can go to fucking Denny's after drinking until fucking 5 in the morning, get your ass some fucking pancakes, go home, take a fucking nap. Granted, some of their food nasty. Yeah, but you won't give a fuck because you're drunk. Dave's Cosmic Subs, fuck you. Why you gotta close at 10? What if somebody drunk wants your subs? You ain't gonna get no sub at fucking 10 o'clock at night. Guess what? Because they're fucking closed. You know who's open? Denny's. Denny's.
And he's drinking the rest of it. Let's see if he can finish it in 3 seconds. Oh, time. Whoa, Chip, that was amazing. Yes, we're going to call Nick back in. That was so amazing. A complete challenge of two titans, if I might say. You're right. It was it felt like I was watching Hercules, the animated Disney movie, all over again, where Hercules was fighting the titans, except they were both Hercules fighting the titans. It was an amazing battle.
Dude,
we're gonna go to the judges.
Stink right now because of that fucking rat.
So Joe's the only judge here. Hey guys, I'm the only judge. I think both contestants they had a different strategy. If we go over to Nick embraced the flavors. He decided to describe, everything about it. Why is it better than anything else? Like that you go for the delis, the grease, the oils, the chips with all of that mixture. And I think that embraces the idea of any true person's obesity and just thinking about the food. And I think Tom thought about it in a very logical way that earned him a lot of points in terms of, like, one of them is open 24/7 and the other one is open a constricted time. So really, if you're going to drink, you got to really think about the time you're going to drink, how long is it going to take you to get there. So there's a lot of variables. And I think because of that, and I want everybody out there to know who judges this and who listens to this, it's not about who finishes the drink, because Tom still has he's got like a good 1/3 of it left. Joe is gonna give it to Tom for the simple fact they both gave great arguments. He's an obese guy, so when Nick was talking about his food, he really enjoyed it. I gotta give it to Tom, though, for the simple fact of, like, you go to Denny's at all times. Most people, when they're partying, they're gonna be out till like 1 o'clock. Where can you go? And for this argument, just so you guys are listening, we disclosed Taco Bell. So if you guys are like, what about Taco Bell? Taco Bell was off the menu because that's an obvious one. They both have to pick their own. He went with Denny's, which is kind of like Taco Bell. You can go at any time, and I think I had to give for him that because of that. Because, yeah, it can have its poopy foods, but you have your own, like, preference, and you could do it at any time. So I had to give that to Tom. And again, before they talk, Tom did not finish his beer. So it's not about these spectacular things that the Cuck, King Cuck, Darian did, or that Joe did. It isn't about, like, doing 3 or 4 beers. It's about your arguments. Got to give it to Tom. He wins.
And can I just say that this is the first time that I have not finished my beer?
Yes, this is a lie, actually. He's never finished. No, I'm like...
Fuck you, bitch.
But again, wow. What do you have to say, Tom? What do you have to say for yourself?
I feel pretty good.
Okay.
I would like to thank Denny's, and hopefully they will sponsor us. So this way, after we get hammered, we can just go up there.
That'd be amazing.
Eat all kinds of food. even though it tastes like shit.
Probably don't say that part.
That's a great sponsorship ad right there, Denny's. Your food tastes like shit, but I still eat it because I like it when I'm drunk.
Yep.
But no, I think me and Nick are pretty well combated. He can drink beers like dicks, and I can make points.
By the way, for the record, Nick actually finished his beer in the time he said. He finished it in 6. To be honest, if
How
he
quick?
would, he said 6, right? If he wouldn't have finished it in 6 seconds, he would have automatically lost. He finished right at the buzzer.
What? I didn't even know that was a part of it.
Yeah, he looked at me and he was like, "I'm gonna finish this in 6 seconds." And exactly at 1:03, he was done.
God damn. All right, dude.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
And I accept
good match.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Way to go.
I accept the loss, but in my own defense, just for own knowledge of the listeners, in many, many college towns that Dave's Cosmic Subs exists, they're open till 3 a.m. or later.
Ah, man, I wish you would have brought that up. That would have changed the game.
See,
I didn't think about it.
I've never seen one open that late.
There was one in Bowling Green and one in OU.
And again, that proves you got to come with fire. You can't be. You can't.
You gotta bring all the info.
You
Yeah,
can't.
But you know what time they're not open till? 24 hours.
Exactly.
Like Denny's.
Exactly.
Yeah, but by 5 a.m., who wants to eat food?
I've definitely
Some
wanted
people,
to
man.
eat food after drinking until 4 in the morning.
I just want to go to bed that late,
No.
personally.
Really? You would
You-
just go to bed?
So wait.
Yeah,
So,
if I'm up till 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'm like, fuck, the hell am I gonna do?
so wait. So
I have to have a day tomorrow.
so you've never drank until
Oh, of course I
6
have.
in the morning.
Of course
and
I
then been
have.
like, you know what?
6
Fuck
in
it.
the morning.
Let's go get some breakfast.
No.
What?
Whenever I drink that late,
I
I'm
gotta
just like,
be
I
honest,
need to go
man.
to bed now.
I gotta be honest. If it was me, I wouldn't go to bed. I'd probably go to that Denny's and like. Now here's the thing: are you thinking about it in terms of like mindset, like just you, or you got a couple of friends with you hanging out?
No, just me. Like, even if I did have a couple of friends
see,
with
that's
me, I'd be
depressing
like,
as shit.
guys,
That's
Why?
really.
That's
It's
depressing
late.
as shit. Why are you drinking by yourself until 3 in the
you
morning?
gotta remember.
No,
you gotta
I-
remember.
no,
he is
not-
on Team Jesus. That happened.
that's not what I mean. I don't mean I'm drinking by myself till 6 in the morning. I mean, like, in my own personal, like, decision making, if I'm, like, with a couple of people drinking till 6 in the morning, I'd be like, guys, the sun's coming up.
Even
I gotta
back
go
in-
to bed.
Even back in the day, though.
Even back, like
Yeah,
before
back
you
in
had
the
a
day,
baby?
we
So
would go out at 2, 3 in the morning and eat. But
wait.
we're not going to go out at 5:30,
So
6
what?
and
So
eat.
what you're saying is that even since the time that you were a young lad, you were an old lad.
You were always a Ruxin. is
How
what
am
you're
I?
saying.
How am I an old man because I want to go to bed at 6 a.m.?
It's not about being an old man, but you've always been a Ruxin.
You've
You gotta
never
make that.
You've never partied for 24 hours
Yes, I have.
and
you
then
never-
just stayed up.
Yes,
So then why not just go get some fucking food?
with your friends at a
I
Denny's.
have done it, but I'm just saying that I don't prefer to
Oh,
do that.
I'm not saying that I would prefer to do that, especially not now, but I used to do that shit all the time when I was younger. I used to we'd start drinking
Well,
at
we would be generally done drinking by 3:30 or 4.
What time did you start?
Oh, 7 or 8.
Oh, see, what we would normally do is we'd start at like 9 or 10, and then we'd drink until like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then we go get breakfast, and then sleep during the day.
Yeah,
I like that,
having
though.
a day.
See,
know-
I'm a night person though, so
Me too.
you can't really go based off of me because
I would
I love
no,
nighttime.
but this is so this is the scenario I'm thinking about when you guys are talking about this. I'm thinking about like you've been drinking, like you said, till 3 or 4, and like you're like, hey, we're really hungry, let's go to a Denny's, and then you're there to like maybe 6 or 7, and the moon's like the sun's coming up, and you're gonna go to sleep afterwards.
Take
but
an
it's-
Uber.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah,
If you're hanging
I
out at
feel
Denny's
like-
for a couple of hours,
I
yeah.
like that.
But if the sun's already coming up, and I'm like sitting like in my living room with
No.
my dudes like with my last beer, and I'm like shaking, I'm like,
no.
guys,
Oh,
we
dude.
need to go to Denny's now. It's
Dude,
like
there's
wanna do
been
that.
times where like the reason why you can't really go based off of me and Joe is because me and Joe are night people.
Yep.
Like me, I've been on Xbox with this motherfucker at what time did we hop off that one day? We played for like, oh my god, we played for so long.
I think we were playing that zombie game, 7 Days to Die, and we played until like 5 or 6, dude.
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 in the morning. And then there was the one time that we were playing Call of Duty, and it was like
Yep.
I was fucking hammered. It was 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm fucking trashed, and then all of a sudden we started talking about funny sex positions that we could find online.
Yeah. and hence came the scrolling.
Yeah, like I mean, see, I've always been a night person. Like, I would rather stay up all night and sleep during the day than wake up early.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
I like being up during the day.
See, that's why when he said that Taco Bell was out of the question,
that's fair.
Normally, my second go-to, like drive-through wise, McDonald's. Third go-to, if I'm looking to sit down for a little bit, Denny's.
Mm-hmm. I can't do Denny's anymore.
Dude,
I get sick almost every time I eat it now.
I can't really do Denny's after that one time we went there for breakfast. You remember when I had that fucking uncooked piece of cheese on my omelet?
Ew, what?
Dude, it was just like this
You
square.
just slapped a piece of cheese.
It was just like
there?
this square, hard piece of cheese.
Because it was like that sliced plastic one too.
Well, the worst part about it was like I even peeled it off and it came off in like a whole slice, but then there was like a square mark on my omelet. And I'm like,
what?
I'm like, this is disgusting.
I'm not gonna lie, I could not stop laughing because that's happened to him, Nick, more than once.
Every time that we go out to breakfast.
Every time.
Fucking IHOP. What was they had a pepper stem in my omelet.
did.
I almost fucking choked on it.
Oh my god.
And even when we went out the day after New Year's, we went out that fucking place.
Oh my god. Normally they're so good about it at that restaurant.
And we waited for like an hour.
Dude, it was longer than an hour.
It was 2 hours.
Yeah.
Where?
It's a place off of Brook Park over here. It's called Jordan's.
Oh, okay.
Normally they're pretty good. And like,
You guys ever go to Scrambler Marie's?
What the fuck is that?
That sounds like a place you would go.
Okay, it's becoming a national chain.
That sounds like
I'm not saying anything bad about you.
We used to eat it hungover as shit in Bowling Green. We go up to Toledo and eat at Scrambler Marie's.
Dude, that sounds like
They give you a 4-egg omelet and full of shit. Full.
it sounds like a porn star name.
What was it again?
Scrambler Marie's. There's one in Strongsville.
Scrambling Marie's. I can see that.
Hi, honey. What's your name?
Scrambler Marie.
There's one in Strongsville. There's one in North Olmsted. There's one in Toledo. Obviously. I don't know where else there are.
I've never
ones,
even
but
heard of them, to be honest.
It's a
with you.
new thing. They're fantastic.
What's their best item?
I don't know, veggie omelet,
Veggie omelet?
Western omelet, Greek omelet,
I just
any omelet
lost
you
a
want.
little respect for you right there.
Why? Because I said veggie omelet.
I feel like you backtracked. I feel like you said veggie omelet. Like, fuck, I'm talking to two guys. Something omelet, something
You're
omelet.
like, I meant steak omelet.
You said like 4 different omelets after that.
4?
Yeah, 4.
Oh.
Why are you putting 3 fingers up there, Nick?
That's what you did.
Come on, you're getting a little Alzheimer's
All right.
there. What?
I said veggie omelet because that was like the last thing that I ate there was a veggie omelet.
Yeah.
You know what I've started to realize, like, the older I get? Now I can deal better with liquor than I can with beer.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is. It's really weird.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I like liquor way more than beer.
Well, you know what I think it was? I think when I was younger, I think that I drank way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is a thing, but I think that I fucked up my stomach lining.
Oh, you probably
You
did.
probably did.
Because now, I mean, like, Joe, even when I first met you, you remember watching me drink beer.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anywhere near how I was in high school, but I mean, I'd pound them back. I'd go fucking puke and come back and keep drinking. Now, like, I have like 4 or 5 beers, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, but meanwhile, I could drink like anywhere from 3/4 of a bottle to a bottle of liquor and be like, all right, let's get this party started.
I like it. I don't know.
Or fall asleep on the ground. I don't know.
I for me though, well, that's only when you drink sangria.
Sangria is dangerous as fuck.
Or gin.
It's good though. It's good.
So good.
Dude, the last time that I drank like gin hardcore, I fucking fell asleep on my bathroom floor. So
See, this is why we need to do more episodes without Carlo, because when Nick's on, we got to do an episode where we drink sangria, and that's all we drink, and then another one we do Edward 40 Hands.
I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm not drinking sangria again.
You won't be on that. You won't be on that
I
episode.
was gonna not how I drank it the last time.
See, but that's the thing. You overdrank.
Dude, that was the worst. that was the worst fucking hangover I have ever had in
I can imagine.
life. There's so much sugar in that.
Do you know how bad it was, Nick? We drank that whole, we drank like 2 jugs.
How much fruit did you put in it?
We didn't put any fruit.
It was store bought.
Oh, was it just the syrup?
No, it was store
Just the
bought.
store bought.
Just-
Like the brand, I don't know what brand it's
I
called.
think it was like Casa Rossi or something.
Oh, the
something
only
like that.
the only sangria I know is when you like brew the wine with
No,
like a
dude,
bunch
we're
of
not-
sliced
This
fruit.
white guy, man.
I was gonna say we're not rich white guys.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
I don't make it myself. Come on.
I don't know, man. How do you
Like-
make it? Quick question. How do you make sangria?
I don't fucking know.
Exactly. That's what a white person would say if he's trying to prove that
Like
he's not white.
What?
You know how I make sangria, Joe? I go to Mark's.
buy
I
it.
spend $13
Yep.
on a fucking jug of it.
You weren't here that day. This dude was smashed beyond belief. His girlfriend comes and he goes, I want another jug. She's like, they're not going to sell it to you. Goes to Mark's. They sell it to him, and we drink half of it, and then we finish the podcast, and he passes out on the ground.
Dude, I was passed out on the floor right over here.
But he had a lot of it. He had most of the whole thing.
Dude, it was bad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then the next morning I woke up and I felt like fucking death.
I'm sure. Wine
Like-
gives you the worst hangovers.
But the thing that you have to figure is sangria has more sugar than regular wine. So all that sugar's in your system. So like I woke up the next morning, my head was fucking pounding. I could
Yeah.
hardly open my eyes. I'm like, I'm never doing that again. I don't really throw up too much when I'm hungover. Dude, I threw up so fucking much.
I've only thrown up once from a hangover.
Dude, it was bad.
What do you guys think is the worst alcoholic drink, like the worst time that you've had drinking something that you were like, I'm probably never going to do, like you've had the worst experience, like you were drinking it and it gave you the worst experience?
21st birthday.
Let's talk about them.
What about you, Nick?
Oh god, there's been so many.
Actually, no, I take that back. My worst experience was when I was 14.
What were you drinking? Let's see.
Oh, yeah, that was probably my worst. Was the first time I ever got drunk. Was probably the first worst time ever.
We'll
Because I didn't understand it.
Yeah, we'll let Nick go first.
You go ahead.
Go into depth of your story. We'll go around.
All right, I was younger, and I just started. My aunt was actually, she bought like a case of Natty Light or something like that. Yeah, and I just started drinking it, and next thing you know, like first time ever, and I was 7 beers deep. So clearly, not knowing how to hold your alcohol, I was just drunk as shit, having a great time. Then all of a sudden, I start throwing up. I didn't know what I was feeling because my head was spinning, the room was spinning, and I was nauseous. And it was the worst feeling ever. And this was probably 5 in the afternoon, like in the middle of the summer. So,
Middle of us. Oh.
yeah, so it was like super hot. And it's like still bright and sunny outside, and I just wanted to go to bed. And it was awful, absolutely awful. And then I woke up the next day, fine.
How old were you?
I don't want to disclose that.
Say it.
Why? You're
We're-
way past the
Yeah.
statute of limitations.
I was 12.
Oh shit! You were 12. You were 7 beers deep.
Yeah.
Make me feel like a bitch now.
See, that's why he pounds them down so quick.
I was gonna say, Jesus Christ.
He's been doing this longer than us, man. He's been alive for 80 years.
So
80
I'm
years.
sorry, Nick. I'm sorry.
so for me, I actually have 2.
Yeah.
Once when I was 14, I went to a party with one of my friends, and we were playing beer pong.
Yeah.
And I had never played it before. Like, this was legitimately my first time ever drinking. So we're playing beer pong. I'm like, oh, this is cool, yeah, whatever. And next thing you know, we were out of beer. Oh man! So one of the guys is like, "Don't worry, we have some liquor." They break out this bottle of 151 Bacardi.
Oh, God.
To this day, I can't even fucking smell 151. Like it still makes me fucking nauseous.
Cardi make you party.
Dude, they were pouring about that much in the bottom of the fucking Red Solo cups.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like legit, I'm pretty sure I got alcohol poisoning that night. Because at one point, now remind you, we were playing beer pong for like an hour. So, an hour you get like a game or two in. Because one, we were young, we were fucking horrible at it. So we get like a game or two in, and then we ran out of beer, and they were like, all right, so let's switch to this. So they were pouring probably about, so for our listeners, if you think about a Red Solo cup, think about probably a quarter of the cup. That's how much Bacardi 151 they were pouring in there.
Christ.
So I got through a whole fucking game with Bacardi 151.
God, that makes me sick thinking about it.
Okay. Now
You win or lose?
I didn't win. Even if I did win, I
That's
didn't
true.
fucking win.
You didn't win.
So I got through a whole fucking game with Bacardi 151. Mm-hmm. So you figure there's 2 people on each team. I drank half of those cups. Okay? On top of that, we were drinking beer. On top of drinking beer for beer pong, we were drinking regular beer before we ran out. Okay?
What the fuck?
So I walk over to the corner of the room and I sit down and I fucking blacked out. I passed out and I woke up the next morning with my face in a puddle of my own puke.
Oh, man.
And dude, to this day, I still can't, like, if you bring 151 near me, I don't gag, but like, I can't stand the smell of
And
it.
they didn't have like any like substance there, like any like appetizer or anything. Dude, that's fucked.
It was
Well,
a
dude, college parties, there's no food.
No,
That's fucked.
it was a.
I'm sorry,
It was
dude.
a bunch of underage kids fucking drinking. Like
I get that, but
so, and then
I get, yeah.
this one was more funny. Mm-hmm. But it was also one of the most terrifying things in my life. Mm-hmm. I went over to my buddy's house to help him with his roof, and this was like after I was 21. Okay, so I didn't eat all day. I was at work. And I'm like, all right, dude, I'll stop over real quick and give you a hand. We're up on the roof, and it was the middle of fucking July, okay? So he's like, hey, you want a beer? I'm like, yeah, I have a beer. And next thing you know, we got like 3 beers in, and at this point, we're just sitting up on the roof. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have like an easy roof to like sit on. It was more pitched. And so we're up there, and I got like 3 beers in. And because it was hot and I didn't eat all day, for some reason when it's hot, it just like fucking snap. Dude, I was fucked. Like almost immediately after I got done with that 3rd beer, I was fucked up. Mm-hmm. And I'm like sitting up on this roof. And I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta get over that ladder. And it was one of the most terrifying things in my life because I'm drunk on top of a fucking roof. And I'm like,
That can't be fun.
I gotta fucking get down from here. And
But like, while you're up there, you're like, this is fine.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and dude, I might have been an alcoholic. I don't know. When I took construction trades, and this I probably shouldn't, but I think we're past the statute of limitations. I don't really.
If you
give
need
a
me
shit.
to block anything afterwards, just let me know.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. One point in construction trades, I was working at a bar at the time, and I went there for lunch, and I got super fucking hammered, and then I went back to school, and I got into construction trades, and we built these miniature scale houses inside of the school, and that day we were doing roofing on them, and they weren't that high. They were probably like, I don't know, 12 feet. So it was me and the 2 other guys in my group, and fucking, I was so drunk that I looked at my one buddy that was in the group with me, and I'm like, dude, wake me up if the teacher comes over here. And I fucking fell asleep on the roof, and at one point he like smacked me on my shoulder. He's like, hey, the teacher's coming over here. And like I woke up, and I was about that far away from the edge of the house.
Jesus.
Dude.
Mere inches.
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
yeah, like I've
But
done-
then it was just the simulation roofs, right?
yeah, I was still 12 feet up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
like I've done some stupid shit. So, but yeah, those are my. But probably the worst one was when I was 14, though.
I think my only one, because like I know we talked about me being here and me sleeping in the bathroom. I'm pretty sure we have. That was just me being stupid and drinking way too much.
I think we've all fallen asleep in a bathroom.
Yeah, but
At
like
least once in our lives.
I think the worst one, and I still think I can drink this thing. I don't really drink it a lot, but like I remember to set it up. Like I'm not right now. I'm not in college right now, but right when I was still taking my classes for what I'm going into, which is computer engineering, I was taking calculus 2, and I remember like I was taking one. I'm like, I knew if I didn't pass this test that I was taking that day, that was it. I might as well just like kick myself out of the class. I was done.
Is this the thing at their old house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But so like I'm doing the test, and mind you, I studied the whole night. I was stressed out that I didn't know I was gonna get it. I don't know if I was gonna pass or not. And it was one of those things. I don't know if this ever happened to you guys, but like where you take a test, and you know you've studied, but you're so insecure that you pretty much know that you bombed it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm like I leave it, and the worst part is so like. I'm taking this Calculus 2 class, and Carlo is taking Statistics 2. So we'd get out around the same time, and we'd both just, like, hate ourselves because we didn't think we were gonna pass the class, and I ended up passing the class. But like I remember that night. I leave the class, I see him, and then he's like, I think we're taking a test at the same time, and he was like, I didn't pass that test. And I was like, I know for a fact I didn't pass that test. And it was that feeling of like, you know what you want to do with your life, and you know that this one test could have fucked everything up. So like, I remember taking this test, and I'm just like, fuck it. I know like that night, like his roommates at the time weren't going to be there because they were going out somewhere, and we were going to have like a Taco Tuesday night. And so like, we're playing board games and we're drinking and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure this happened to you guys. Were like, it's just that one night where you're just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to go cuckoo. Mm-hmm. Like, because before this night, I had never drank. I've always like put myself to a specific limitation. I'm not going to drink any more than this. And like my friends at the time had always like, well, let's see how much you can drink. They've always tried to push me. And at the time, I had drunk enough where they were like, we can't get this dude drunk. You know what I mean? In my opinion, to the point where they would pay enough to get me drunk, right? Because you can get anybody drunk, but you're only gonna pay so much. So like, I'm there that night. We're playing board games and whatnot, and I'm drinking. I'm drinking as much as I can and shit. And like, it got to the point where like, I'm very self-conscious of my body. And so, like, I remember at one point, I'm like, you guys ever get that feeling where you should eat something to help you if you're going to keep drinking?
Yeah.
I was at that moment, like, I remember being outside, and I was like, dude, you should get, like, at least one or another taco inside you. And, like, I was literally looking at my tummy, and I was just like, nah, you fat bitch, don't do it. Like, I was like, just keep drinking, bitch.
You know what's funny, though? Is sometimes with that, that can make or break you. Because if you eat, then you don't know if that's going to make you puke or not.
Yeah.
Like, if you've had too much and you eat something and you're like,
That's happened to me too.
That's why I should have only eaten half that sub.
Oh no, I shouldn't eat the whole thing. But like, I didn't eat anything, and you know, I had drunk a good amount. And the thing was, like, we were drinking, but we were drinking all of his roommates like cheap, their roommates like cheap stuff. And like, it got to the point where we were bringing in like cheap vodka. I'm pretty sure it was Smirnoff, and like. They did this thing where they were like, oh, let's mix these Smirnoffs with Powerade.
Oh,
and I was
God, no.
Like, if you're out there listening to this, think about, like, Powerade and just Smirnoff mixed together. We're drinking this, and then they're like, let's do, what is it? Never Have I Ever. And, like, three or four Never Have I Evers in. Like, the whole time, because, you know, like, you guys know, like, when you're drinking, you keep going, like, I'm good. And I remember, like, I'm still going, like, I'm good. And then, like, I black out. And then, like, the next thing I know, they're, like, helping me because their bathroom is in the second floor. I just remember them helping me up to the bathroom on the second floor. And then, like, come on, throw up, man. And I'm, like, I'm like, oh. And then, like, they take me downstairs. They put, like, and I was just, like, and then I remember because I know I did this. I was, like, the whole time I was like, you got me. That's funny. But then, like, I was just like, man, this sucks. I remember the next day afterwards, like, it is shit. Like, when you wake up and you know it's fucked, like, it's just shit. You don't want to wake up, but you know you gotta wake up.
dude, you know what's...
Well, my story sucks now compared to your guys' stories.
You know what's really funny is you talking about the Smirnoff makes me think of...
his birthday?
Carlo's birthday. Like, Nick, were you here for Carlo's birthday?
This year or last year?
What was
2
that
years. I think it was 2 years ago. Or a
Was
year
it
ago.
when I fell asleep in his front yard?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
I probably wasn't
Dude,
here then.
oh my god, it was so fucking funny because like I was drinking Labatt, right? I'm like, all right, I need to kind of slow it down a little bit, and I was already like, dude, I got here and I was fucking pounding them because I was like, I need to get all this in before Nicole gets here, so I don't have to listen to her complain. So like, I'm pounding fucking beers. I'm like, all right, I need to slow down a little bit. So I come inside, and they had, like, these fucking Smirnoff cooler things. And I'm like, yeah, I'll have one of these. Fuck it. So I grabbed one of those, and I start drinking it. And they're like, are you drinking a Smirnoff now? I'm like, yeah, man. I'm rehydrating. And they're like, what? I'm like, I'm rehydrating. I'm taking a break from the beer. And they're like, that's not how it works. I'm like,
if I can interject and give a second
you
opinion.
could probably interject because I was pretty fucked up.
So he's been drinking, and the whole time, Mick, he's drinking. He's like, I just want you guys to know, I'm not an alcoholic. And after like a couple, whatever he was, I forgot what you were drinking, but a couple of those drinks, You go downstairs, you come up, he's like, all right, guys, don't worry, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to have these, like, fruity Smirnoffs. They're nothing. I look at one because I had one in my hand, Nick. It had more alcohol than the stuff he was drinking.
Than the beer,
yeah. And I was just like, this is not good. And he's like, and the whole time he's like, I swear to God, I'm not an alcoholic.
Dude, at one point, it was like 7 o'clock. I remember they were playing cornhole in the driveway, and I remember Nicole coming up to me, and I was like laying in the grass.
Yeah.
And she had to wake me up on the front lawn. Like at 7 o'clock
awesome.
at night.
We used to, when I was younger, we'd get the Smirnoff Ices, and then we'd like drink half of it, or like a quarter of it, just so like the neck was empty. Mm-hmm. But then we'd fill it with raspberry Smirnoff straight vodka for the rest of the way.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And it cut the carbonation, and it made it boozier.
But
It was fantastic.
as shitty as
We got to do that one night then.
as shitty as it sounds, I really think that those fucking coolers get a bad rap.
They do. Well, they're chick drinks.
Dude, they taste good, and they have more alcohol than beer.
I just gotta be honest, man. I don't give a fuck about whether something is a chick drink. Like, if something tastes good, I'm gonna fucking drink it.
Well, I was gonna say,
You know?
why
Yep.
does being a man mean that you have to drink something
That doesn't taste
good?
Right.
Some people are
Like,
stupid.
if you're a man, you drink beer and you drink whiskey straight.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Otherwise, you're not a man.
Don't
It's
get
like,
me-
well, maybe I just want to drink something that is
Yeah.
delicious.
Don't get me wrong. Most of the time, I do drink beer, and I will drink whiskey. But every once in a while, it's just kind of nice to like
Have something good.
Yeah, switch it up. Like, I
Right.
mean, don't get me wrong. I like beer and whiskey.
Yeah,
but,
it's not
like,
that it's bad.
something with a little bit of a flavor.
I'm a
to
sucker
it.
for some Jim Beam, but
Dude, I'll tell you what I'm a sucker for.
big black dick.
No, that's obviously you.
Nick, you gotta give him it. You gotta give it up to him.
Yeah, that was pretty good. No,
Nice.
some Crown Apple.
Yeah, that shit's
Dude,
good.
Not good stuff.
That fucking stuff has grown on me so quick. I got fucked up at Angela's birthday with that. Dude, so for my cousin's bachelor party, one of the guys brought some of it, and my cousin wasn't a big drinker. So when I left his house the next day, he's like, "Do you want the rest of this?" And it was like 3/4 of the bottle.
Fuck yeah.
I'm like,
Nice.
"Fuck yeah, I want it!" So I took it, and then we had Angela's birthday party like 2 days later. So I pulled that shit out of the freezer, and I'm like, I'm gonna take an Uber over to Angela's house. I'm gonna get fucked up. And dude, me, Angelo, and like 2 other people at his house fucking killed the rest of that bottle.
Nice.
I was
nice.
actually I was mixing it with what the fuck was it? I think it was Sprite.
It's probably
Dude, it was
That'd be
so
pretty good.
Oh, it was so fucking good. God damn it, I want some Crown.
Why are like the best people to hang out with cucks? You know?
Dude, I know, especially Angelo.
Yeah, Angelo like the best cook. I wish he would let me I would name this episode of this podcast just Angelo. I'm probably gonna name it Angelo Bleep.
Angelo bleep the one cuck to rule them all.
I would never call Angela Cook.
He's gotta listen to this episode now. That's it.
Dude, I think Angelo listens to all of them actually when he gets time.
I think you guys do when you get time. I mean, I get it. You know, podcasts are hard to listen
See,
to.
you know, the thing was when I was doing new construction, I was listening to him a lot because that's all I did all day. I'd have my earbuds in, and I'd be fucking doing what I was doing and get it done. But
I'm on the phones all day. I can't
Yeah.
listen to
Hey man, ain't nobody hating.
anything. I can't even have a radio on in my office.
I'm at
so.
fucking people's houses all day, and they're a bunch of cucks. So they're like, I'm gonna talk to you the whole time you're doing this and watch you.
See, that's
How
why
do
you
you fix the toilet? Well, how would you stop being a toilet cuck and
That-
go back downstairs?
That's why
and
you
fucking-
gotta wear the Mario. I'm telling you right now, they would not talk to you if you wear a Mario costume and ask like a Mario, like, "Oh, I'm not doing my work, bitch. So shut the fuck up."
Dude, buy like a dildo
Yeah.
and just have it hanging out of the zipper.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that'd be so funny. I'm a Mario.
dude. Goddamn it. I don't want to bring this up to porn, but now that you mentioned that, I was like, sometimes I'll watch trailers just to be like, let's see how good this is. And like, there's a premise for this one where this guy's like, oh no, my sink isn't working, and this chick is like, you know, this hot bosomy chick is like, oh, what up? Hey, I'm gonna fix your plumbing or whatever. And then like within 2 seconds of her like going in, she's like, I'm gonna use my dildo. And she like, I was like, what? I'm gonna put my dildo on the ground and start fucking. Just like this doesn't make any sense.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who, like, when you go on to, like, Spank Bang or Pornhub, like, you guys click on the video and it plays, like, that quick clip thing, and you're like, you know how, like,
like you
shows
hover
it?
over it.
Yeah, and it, like, shows what the video's like, and you're like,
You don't like it. You gotta look at the preview before you go into the movie.
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
Of course.
I'm not the only one who does it?
No.
Okay, I don't feel as bad now.
I always watch the preview.
Because a thumbnail can't
Okay.
give you shit.
I thought that I was, like, being kind of like a greedy
No.
fuck.
No, dude.
Where I was like, oh, God. Like, talk about fucking first world problems. Oh,
Listen,
God, I can't watch this video.
You're saying some poor guy in Uganda's like, I don't get to watch any preview. I only see the thumbnail and that's it.
He's
I
like,
keep pushing replay.
he's like, I had to jerk off to this tree. Like,
These puns don't show me the way.
meanwhile, I'm over here like,
I have a Victoria's Secret magazine from 1998 that I'm using.
I have a Playboy from 1974. Plenty of bush. Like,
Only the finest bush
I
in all
love
of the
the
land.
bush. It reminds me of home.
but like, if you, dude, if you,
I live in the bush. Who are we kidding?
dude, if you think about it though, like some of the shit that we complain about, though, like, oh my God, I just wish that they would let me watch the full porn video.
Yeah.
Like, come on. There's people in third world countries that would be happy to see a fucking 5-minute clip of a video.
Can you dude, you're saying that. Can you imagine being fifth fucking teen? Not having shit, not having an iPhone, not having all these American problems, and you can't even fucking jerk off because of all the problems you got to deal with in wherever you're from in Africa. Can you fucking imagine that?
You
would
find time to jerk off.
You would find time.
I don't know, bro. You got a line outside
Think
your
about it.
window.
Think about those guys. What they know is their world. They do not know our world, and so therefore they're not complaining about what they lack.
I don't know, dude. I think they do know our world because they try to come here. I had.
They come here because of the fantasies and the rumors
Yeah.
and the storytelling
And the
I know.
Pornhub.
and the porn.
porn.
Maybe I'll find myself kinda lost, and she will give me much sex.
I go to America, the land of opportunity, the land of Pornhub and McDonald's.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, do you think if that dude looks out of his thorn bush fence that wraps around his hut, and he's like, oh man, I just wish that I had some porno. I know that I would.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Why am I still
Yes.
talking in this accent, even though
Because
that I'm
it's
talking about
very
me?
easy to talk in
It
this
is
accent.
incredibly easy.
I am just saying.
It is migrating from
Unless-
Africa to India
Unless-
very
Show me.
quickly.
Sister.
don't know how much I missed ya.
ya.
I'm just saying they don't get no
Satisfaction?
satisfaction. I like that.
Sorry,
I like that.
guys, that sister thing was an inside joke.
That's an inside joke. Don't worry about it.
We'll explain it to you afterwards, Nick.
Someday.
Yeah, but like I don't know, man. I know that our listeners are probably like, Jesus Christ, I wish that these guys
This is
would
the longest podcast strictly about sex.
Well, I think that our listeners are probably like, God, I wish that they just stopped talking about porn for once. Well, guess what, listeners? Fuck you. How about that? I don't know, man. I've just been like in this
We
fun.
got a variety in this episode so far.
I've been.
It's
in
mostly about porn and sex.
yeah, but I mean, and drinking. That's our podcast.
That's our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've been in this funk lately, where like I want to find a new porn star,
Yeah.
but I can't find anything that I'm like.
You know, now that you bring that up, you notice that like a lot of what's going on now is just a lot of young girls.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like that.
I don't like it either.
You know what I think?
I'm trying to find the veterans.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think I just need to take like
A step back.
a week and not do it at all, because I think that I've gotten to the point where like I've watched so much porn that I'm just like, seen this.
That could be it, but you know what it could also be is you're just watching too many like mainstream. Maybe you got to watch some actual Pornhub like girls who do their own thing,
You gotta start doing searches.
like
So just
amateur,
going through
like
the-
actual amateur.
Dude, I do searches. Like, I mean, there's been a couple times where Nicole's like, "Hey, are you okay in there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just taking a shit." Like, I've been in there for a minute, like trying to find a fucking video.
You gotta try. I'm telling you right now, if you're looking for, you gotta just go when you go on Pornhub. You just, and this is for any guy out there who's like having a hard time, just for real. Like Pornhub is a lot of like just like girls doing their own thing. Just do that.
Yeah, but I'm not
Amateurs.
I'm not really too into like the by yourself thing.
No, not by yourself. Like there's some girls who do things with other guys, like with their partners or whatever. Like there's like Miss Banana. You could do Miss Banana. She's popular on Pornhub.
Yeah, I like the production quality though.
Me too. I like the zoom-ins.
See, I don't like that. Like, I hate it when they like zoom in on the dude's dick going into their vagina. I'm like,
I don't like that at all.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
You guys don't like the zoom-ins? I like the
no.
zoom-ins.
See, I knew that he was gay. He drinks beer
is
like
it-
a dick, and he likes looking at the dick going in.
Dude, you know what? You know what's funny now that we're on this topic and we probably won't
I like
talk?
zoom-ins on lesbian porn too.
I was
Those I'm okay with.
I was looking up this
Still
article.
zoom-ins.
I was looking up this specific topic, and like I got on this article of like, oh, like I think it was like top 10 like best vaginas, and like this guy was like naming these vaginas, and every girl on the top 10 were girls that got like surgery done on their vaginas, and I was like, I didn't know that so many girls got.
Why did they do this?
It's just a thing, and it's not like deep surgery. It's like
Is
just
this like
getting
plastic
like the,
surgery?
No, it's just like getting like the folds. You know, like those folds that stick out. Just like getting them removed.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Porn stars do that.
Dude,
I like
a lot of
those
them
folds.
do.
Oh, like the folds that close them up?
Like the beef, the roast beef ones. I can't explain
beef
it another
curtains?
way. Yeah, the beef curtains.
They
those.
removed the beef curtain?
Yeah. So any girl that you're thinking like that's a different vagina, probably beef curtain got removed. Yeah.
Dude.
See, I don't mind the beef curtains.
I don't mind at all.
I'll tell you what. I've been okay with. I could probably name the top 10 fucking Latina actresses. I can tell you that much. Lupe Fuentes. Have you ever heard of her?
See, here's my thing with Lupe Fuentes. She's got a lot of she's got a lot of this thing where she's advertised being younger than she is, like being teenage, like more than teenage, like, oh, I'm 15 or whatnot. And I'm
See,
like,
I don't.
She wouldn't be able to get into the
See,
business.
I don't watch that video. I watch the like ones where she's older. She's hot.
you know, it's funny that you bring up Lupe Fuentes. Have you ever heard of? I think her name is like Kitty Doll or whatever. It's this like porn star where her voice is like super like high pitched.
I wouldn't be able to do that. Nope.
I've seen a couple of videos like, "Hey, Daddy, you
Nope.
picking me
Nope.
up?"
Fuck that.
Nope.
And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but then I was like, no.
What about Mercedes Carrera?
Mercedes Carrera. Oh, she's the Puerto Rican chick with the big booty. Yeah, she's pretty sexy. She's one of those chicks that I wish she didn't get fake boobies.
Yeah.
Because her fake boobies,
I agree.
they don't work well on her.
What about Mary Jean? Dude, I'm telling you, I know the top 10 list. I wasn't joking when I said that.
Mary Jean. Mary Jean is the. I know the name. I don't
All right,
remember.
we need to get off this topic.
Don't worry, we'll cut this down.
I was going to say we've been talking about this for way too long, and I know
don't know that.
I know that our listeners are like, all right, these guys are freaks. We understand that they talk about porn a lot.
Well, how about
but,
we
like,
talk about, because we probably should like cut a lot of this out.
No,
how about we talk
fucking leave it? Who gives a shit?
How about we talk about like, because you and me when we were getting Subway earlier, we were talking about how
where would you want to live?
we wish. Where you want to live?
you were just
Oh, that is
building
one
this-
thing we did talk about. We got a lot of shit to talk about actually. But me and Nick, we you know how we were on Subway? We're watching like the TV, and he was like, man, see, I wish that boxing would get a more rep than MMA is right now.
Why?
I agree. I don't know. I just think boxing is more of a classic sport. It's more of an even match, and it's just, I don't know. I just think it's more fun to watch.
How do you consider it an even match?
You both have to do the exact same things. You just have to box.
Well, part of the reason why boxing isn't as popular is because of that. Because nowadays you have people coming into the MMA who
With all kinds of shit.
yeah, but the thing is I mean, technically they're all doing the basically the same stuff. It's just who's better at it.
Well, that was with boxing. It was you both came in as boxers, and who happens to be better is going to
Look,
be the winner.
Just because you were born in 1925 doesn't mean anything, man. You got to get with the fucking times.
Well, no. So here's where I like. So for me, I don't really talk about MMA because here's my thing with MMA, man. I don't watch a lot of it, and I think the reason that I'm put off by it
it's because Carlo talks about jujitsu all the time.
Yeah, he jizzes over jiu-jitsu. But here's the thing about it, and he's probably going to come the minute if he actually hears this because he's a horrible cuck to jiu-jitsu. He's the jiu-jitsu cuck king. Is like, my thing with MMA is I've watched a good enough of it, and I kind of feel like it gets to the point where, like, if one of them can get you on the ground and the other one doesn't have a ground game,
It's over.
it's done.
Yeah.
And so, like, to Nick's point, boxing doesn't have that. You're both on an equal playing field because you have the same mechanics. You both can only use your fists. You can only go to a certain degree. You can't go below the belt or anything. And it comes down to, like, your technique and are you better at what you do.
You want me to be honest?
Be honest.
On what I wish
We've
was-
been honest about porn. Let's be honest about...
Boxing.
The sport that I wish that was more popular. Mm-hmm. Actually, I have two sports that I wish that were more popular.
Let's talk about them.
Bare knuckle boxing
Okay. Feel
and
it.
kickboxing. Fuck regular boxing, one, because those dudes get paid way too much fucking money. And 90% of those fights are
Rigged.
over within fucking 30 seconds
Or rigged.
or rigged.
And I was telling him about it. That's a problem.
And there is legitimately a new sport out there, and I don't know, it's not new, but it's newer to the combat sport because they finally made it legal in certain states.
Knife boxing.
No, bare knuckle boxing. It's a legitimate franchise that has pay-per-view specials and everything. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm a strong believer that I don't think that those gloves are protecting anybody.
They're not supposed to. They're only supposed to protect your wrists.
And they're supposed... And
Yeah, I know.
Because you have those gloves, you do more damage.
Yeah, you
But-
can.
But that's
more.
the thing. You're protecting your wrist, and at the same point, why do you think that all these guys are coming out fucked up?
Yeah.
Because, okay, so your
Look at Mike
wrist...
Tyson. I mean,
when you form a fist, you have to tense up so this way your wrist doesn't bend. Mm-hmm. Okay? And if you throw a punch a specific way, bare knuckle, and you don't hit it right, you're going to fucking break your wrist. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. With those gloves, on top of that, you have tape on the inside. That's like fucking hitting somebody with a cinder block. Mm-hmm. Granted, I mean, even tape is a little much. I understand, just so this way, like, you have a little bit of, like, stiffness, so this way you don't break anything. But, like, in the bare knuckle boxing, all they have is, like, a thin layer of tape, so this way they don't fucking snap their wrist.
Yeah.
And with that, it hurts more. So you're still punching, but you're not trying to, like, throw fucking haymakers and do brain damage.
Because you break your knuckles if you do that.
Well, that's the thing. So, in my opinion, I think that bare knuckle boxing, I've actually watched a couple of the fights, and in my honest opinion, I think that they're better to watch because, one, they still knock motherfuckers out, but the fact of the matter is granted, yeah, you could still get brain damage and shit. But you could get that in a fucking street fight.
Anywhere.
Bare knuckle boxing is, if you're going to fight, that's how you were meant to fight. You weren't meant to fight with a fucking cinder block for an arm.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, just with the amount of brain damage that comes out of boxing, and even, dude, when MMA first started, they didn't have gloves.
Yeah.
Somebody started that. Most of MMA, when it first started, was bare knuckle and on the ground jiu-jitsu/wrestling. There weren't fucking weight classes. It was just showing who was the best fighter. That's all that it was. Then they put all these regulations on it.
See, my only thing with MMA period though is like when you go mixed martial artist, it should be something where like if you're a mixed martial artist, you should have a background in a variety of things, including ground.
I agree.
If you're someone who's like doesn't have any, I think that's where the sports gets the sport gets skewed. Is like some people don't have that ground, and like you can go like, oh well, ground is the best. Oh, I'm Carlo, I'm gonna jerk myself off. But like it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's true. But like if you're not well rounded, that destroys this sport. That's the problem with it. It's
Well, if you think that grounding is the best.
It's not. I don't think that. I think
Well,
the problem
no,
is it's
I'm not saying that you do. I'm just saying if one
Cuck
was
Carlo
to think
does.
that, but then and that's all he focuses on. What happens when he comes up against a boxer?
You try to get him to the ground as quick as you can.
But if you can't,
but here's the thing.
then what do you do?
That was the nice thing about the MMA when it first started, because you had Hoist Gracie, who was strictly Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and in the beginning he was fighting people that were boxers, taekwondo, like actual fighting, and I mean he was fucking them up.
He destroyed them.
Because what he would do is he would wear them down and he'd like block and shit until they got worn down and he could get a good grip on them, and then he'd fuck them up and take them to the ground. But it was all about technique. So with MMA, those little gloves are stupid as fuck. Yeah. Because here's the thing. So, and I know a lot of people probably listen to Joe Rogan, and he's definitely said this before, but you can take your shin and fucking kick somebody in the head with it, but people are afraid of one of the flimsiest parts on your body to hit somebody with. So they think that you have to wear those gloves. If you listen to people about bare knuckle fighting, they say it's savage. Why is it savage? Because, yeah, you're going to get cut up a little more because you're getting hit with knuckles, but you're not getting hit as hard.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
nobody's willing to damage their hand that much
Dude,
to hit you
and-
that hard.
And here's the thing: if in MMA, if someone knows how to do Muay Thai,
Yeah,
the dude's fucked.
yeah, 100%.
Those dudes literally train every other, like their leg parts.
They kick fucking wood.
Yes. So they're fucked. If someone knows Muay Thai
then they
in
just
MMA,
kick you in the face.
Dude, look,
You're done.
Joe
Yeah.
Rogan said it perfectly. Getting hit in the head with a shin with somebody who's been trained to use it is like getting hit with a fucking baseball bat.
Yep.
Okay? A bare knuckle fight, getting hit with that is
It's
nowhere-
like getting hit with a fist.
Yeah, it like it's nothing. I mean, have either of you guys ever been punched in the face before, like with a bare knuckle?
Yeah.
It hurts.
It hurts, but it's not that bad. Have you ever been punched with a fucking boxing glove?
Yeah,
I
I
have.
have.
It
No, I
fucking
haven't.
hurts 10 times more
Well,
than
because
it's-
you don't have to worry about your hand getting hurt.
Exactly, because
So they
you're
throw their
taped
whole
up.
body into it.
Exactly, because you're taped up. You don't have to worry about snapping your wrist or breaking your hand. When
And that's
Yeah.
why there's so much more brain damage in boxing.
Even though that you're not physically thinking about it, you're subconsciously thinking about it. When your hand is bare, you're like, oh shit, I don't want to break my fucking hand. So you're not going to hit
But
them
when you
as
have
hard.
a fucking Serta mattress attached to your hand, you're like,
Exactly.
I'm good to go.
So, but I mean, that and you got weight to them.
Yeah.
So you're adding weight to it. You're getting hit in the fucking dome. But the thing that I find funny about the MMA, and here's one of the things why I kind of started, like, I haven't really talked to anybody about this, but
talk about it now.
why I kind of started watching the bare knuckle thing, the thing that kind of got me turned off from the MMA is the simple fact that, one, the gloves are mandatory now. Two, you have to wear the gloves, but you could kick a motherfucker in the head with your shin. That's legal. Three, you can fucking elbow the shit out of somebody's fucking head while they're on the ground. And two, ground and pound.
Yep.
So you have somebody who you just knocked down, and you're able to get on them and pound on their fucking head until the ref decides that that's enough. Bare knuckle boxing, dude, come on, get the fuck out of here. People could call it savage all you want, but in my
You're not gonna
opinion,
do all that.
But you know why they
in
call
my
it? Go
opinion,
ahead.
I think that it's the safer sport. I mean, granted, you're getting into a fucking combat sport. You're looking to get fucked up. But in my opinion, I think it's the safest one out of all of them.
You know what? But you know what it is, Tom. Is people don't. They're just looking at just like the bare necessities of it. They're not looking at the actual logic to it, because they're going like, "Oh, these guys are like actually punching each other, and there's blood." It's like, yeah, motherfucker, there's blood in anything you do. Any of these
You ever
sports.
gotten caught with a knuckle before? It'll break you wide the fuck open.
But when you're thinking about it in a logical way, it's the most basic form of just fighting.
Yeah.
So is it the most barbaric? I don't know, man.
Is it the simplest? Yes. If
It's the
you,
simplest. I
in
don't
your
think
mind,
so.
refer to simple as barbaric,
You wanna-
then yeah, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean it actually is
the
barbaric.
worst? The worst. Yeah.
You want to know what's barbaric?
Brass knuckles.
Fucking being able to get hit by somebody who does Muay Thai with their fucking shin in your head.
bro.
That's fucking That's like me walking up to you, Nick, with a fucking Louisianaville slugger and being like, hey, Nick, and you turn around and I smack you in the fucking side of your head with a bat.
Yeah, that's barbaric.
Because think about it. Your shin is one of the strongest
It is.
parts on your body.
Scary thing about Muay Thai.
It's a hard bone to break. So if I trained myself
To jump in the air and hit me in the side of the face with your shin.
I could fucking kill you.
And we're just talking
Yeah.
about shins. Also, elbows.
Elbows
Motherfuckers
dangerous as fuck, too.
Elbows
Yeah.
the fuck out of people.
Well, and that's the thing with the MMA. You're allowed to elbow,
You're allowed to do anything.
but you're only. I think that the thing is, you're only allowed to elbow when you're standing. I don't know. Don't podcast world.
I think
don't
it's
fucking
only
quote me on it.
I think it's
but
only. I think you can do ground and pound with that way.
I
too.
don't think that you can.
It's
I
not-
think-
it's not legal?
I think that they got rid of that because people were getting.
You're
fucked
putting
up
too
by
much
it.
gravity into it.
Because you're throwing your whole body into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do that when you're standing.
But yet, you can put on fucking gloves that weigh 1.2 ounces and fucking stiff fucking wrist and sit there and wail on somebody's face. The logic behind it makes no fucking sense.
And the
to me.
fucked up thing, yeah, and you know what? Because you're talking about boxing right now. You know what the fucked up thing is of boxing is like you can be a dude who can take
boxing
those punches.
gloves are like 7 ounces, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're heavy.
They're fucked. Dude, I remember when I was watching it. I remember like when I was kind of in my heyday with it. I remember it was around the time where like Miguel Cotto was still fighting. It was around the time he ended up fighting Manny Pacquiao, and then he fought Floyd Mayweather. Can't read, bitch. And dude, I remember literally after he fought, like I remember Miguel Cotto fought Floyd Mayweather, who's a little bitch who fights anybody who knows he can beat. And like I remember the interview like a day after. Fucking Floyd Mayweather had like his whole shit like all like wrapped up because it was all swollen.
Dude,
Because that dude can fucking, he's got a hard hit without gloves.
do you want to know part of the reason why I lost interest in boxing? Because they don't have any heavy hitters like they used to. And as shitty as it sounds, I know that I just bitched about like people getting fucked up because you're pounding on each other with those gloves. But you don't got people like Mike Tyson anymore.
No.
Muhammad Ali. Yeah, like you George Foreman. I mean, you don't have shit like that where like I mean, granted, you're paying to see a fight that's gonna last maybe a minute. Like they just
Right.
come out
Because that's what
fucking-
happened with Mike Tyson.
Dude, they hit you one time, bam, you're done. Like that's it. But they don't have people like that with the
Yeah.
excitement anymore. Oh man, you got fucking Floyd Mayweather over there who I'm gonna watch this match for 7 rounds to watch him dance around
Or
the
Roy
ring
Jones.
the whole time.
Dude, I used to love Roy Jones.
Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. But what I'm saying is like with Floyd Mayweather, somehow he became the biggest name. Yeah, he's 50-0 or whatever he is.
He's
but
not a big name. He's a pussy.
nowadays he's the biggest name. And to me, that's fucking ridiculous because I've watched a couple of his fights, and granted, he has a good technique because
He's defensive, yeah.
he's defensive, but that's it. And when it comes to boxing, I don't want to watch a defensive boxer.
Here's the thing with Floyd Mayweather.
Granted, could he fuck me up? Probably.
Floyd Mayweather, he's the biggest name. Do you know why? Because if we're being honest,
because he can't read.
that's true. Because it's the story of a titan rising to new heights. But like the thing with Floyd Mayweather is like if you like look at the like tradition of boxing, like Muhammad Ali, people wanted to watch Muhammad Ali because he was one of the best trash talkers. Trash talkers. And that's what Floyd Mayweather is. He's a really good trash talker. You hate him, you want to see him lose. So he is like our version of Muhammad Ali, but his style of fighting
It's
is boring. So it's not working.
Yeah.
That's why he bitches like, oh well, why people don't say I'm great? Because motherfucker, you're a pussy. You pick fights that you know you're gonna win, and you only fight in Las Vegas.
Well,
And all your fights are bought. You know what I mean? That's the problem right now.
all of the fights that I've ever seen him in is just him fucking dancing around the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I fucking? It's just like him in the Manny Pacquiao fight, dude. I went out, watched the Manny Pacquiao fight, and I'll give Manny Pacquiao this, man. That dude is a feisty little motherfucker.
Yep.
Because he came out of the fucking corner, he started going after him right off the bat. Fucking, what did Floyd Mayweather do the whole fucking time? Just dodging.
Yep.
I'm like,
Block.
people don't want to watch this. Like, I understand you want to be undefeated or whatever, but like,
Fight
you're in the sport of entertainment.
Yep.
Fucking give the people something to watch.
It's like when Manny Pacquiao fights Marquez, Juan Manuel Marquez. Every time they fight, great fight because they just fucking go at it.
Like those are I would rather watch an undercard fight than watch a fucking another Mayweather fight.
Yep.
I refuse to watch another Mayweather fight. I'll watch the undercard fights because those guys are trying to fucking earn something.
Yep.
Like, and I don't know, dude. I'm not too. Boxing is kind of, like, I used to love boxing. I used to buy all the fight night games. I used to love them.
Yeah, dude.
But now I don't know. It's lost its appeal to
It's
me.
luster.
And I think part of that is because of Mayweather.
Yeah.
Like, Mayweather kind of ruined boxing for me.
It's like Golden State ruined basketball.
They sure did.
But we're not going to talk about that.
Basketball ruined basketball. Let's just be honest.
You don't, dude. So one thing, I'm going to say this, and what Golden State ruined basketball for me, anyways, to the point where like I like football and basketball. I completely was like fuck football. I mean basketball, football all the way, man. Because of Golden State, they really fucked up basketball.
It's 4 years in a row now.
It's boring, and then they got another All-Star. So, but anyways, we're not gonna talk about
Dude,
basketball.
No, let's talk about dude. That's for a while I kind of got back into basketball, and then I was kind of like, all right, this is annoying. Every year the finals are the same fucking people.
It won't be this year.
Yeah, but the
It's gonna be one of them is still gonna be there.
Well, Golden State will definitely be there.
But the fact of the matter
It won't be
is,
the Cavs though.
it's just like the Super Bowl. I didn't watch the Super Bowl this year. I watched 2 quarters, and then I watched the very end of it. And you know why?
Because the Patriots.
Because I'm sick of seeing that. I know that this is the first year the Rams went, but I'm sick of seeing the same teams.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. You know what? Whatever. They might have earned it. First off, fuck the Patriots. Second
fuck
off,
the Steelers.
But it's just like one of those.
I'd have rather
things,
seen the Steelers this year.
No,
than,
fuck
than
the
the
Steelers.
Patriots.
Yes,
We're in Cleveland.
But it's just one of those things where even the years when the Cavs went, I'm like, we're playing Golden State again.
Yeah.
Why do I want to watch this game?
But see, here's the difference. This is my only difference between basketball and football. Basketball, one, it's 82 games, so it's an immense, retarded amount of games.
Yep.
You know Golden State's going to be in the finals, regardless. So it doesn't matter. Football, at least, you have the notion that the Patriots are at least going to probably make it. But everything else, dude, football is one of those sports you could have a really good year, and the next year you're shit.
Garbage. Yeah.
You could have an amazing full season
Unless you're
and
the
then
Patriots.
lose the first game in playoffs. and
Yeah,
you're
but
out.
the Patriots definitely worship Satan, and Tom Brady definitely sucks.
I will
some
tell you
cocks.
one thing. This year, if it would have been Kansas City against the
I
Rams,
really wanted that. Dude.
I would have watched the shit out of that.
That would have been a better Super Bowl.
This Super Bowl was fucking garbage.
Yes, it was.
I mean, the thing is, and it's just people always fucking hate on baseball. And I get it. Sometimes it could be a boring sport. I mean, you have so many fucking games throughout the season. But I'll tell you what, man. The second that the regular season's over, I fucking love that time of year.
October baseball.
Dude, there's so much fucking hype around all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's in love with it. I mean, I watch the Indians all year round. Whenever I get time and there's a game on and I'm at home doing nothing, I'll fucking turn it on. But that's because I grew up watching them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the
Indians are great.
the other sport that I think gets undercut is hockey. I don't understand why so many people hate on it.
You know what I think it is.
I don't really like hockey mostly because I don't like the fact that it's just a whole lot of back and forth and for
A lot of-
2 to 3 points.
a lot of sports are kind of. I mean, a lot of sports have that back and forth. It's just that I think hockey is just more of a. You don't want people to score. It's just hockey is. Remember, hockey is just the ice form of soccer.
Yeah.
Soccer is the same way. If you don't like soccer, you're probably not gonna like hockey because you're
See-
not gonna score a lot of points.
See,
you know,
I'm
you're not trying to.
I'm not a fan of soccer, but I personally like hockey because you always have that moment where you see somebody get hit on the ice and you're like, oh, that's gonna turn into a fight. You're like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and then at some point it happens, and you're like, all right, so it's like soccer, but with bare knuckle boxing involved.
I got you.
And I'm like, all right, I can get it.
It's exciting.
Yeah, to me, I like that. I like that aspect where, if you're having a beef with somebody, you can fucking grab them and start beating the shit out of them.
I will say this, I think hockey is probably the most manliest sport out there because everything about it is just yeah, it's guys on skates, but beer, you got your Labatt's, you got people fighting, you got some blood. You know what I mean? You got some.
That or rugby.
I have a question for you, actually.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with one of my old store managers when I was working on cars. Mm-hmm. In between football and hockey, what do you think is the most dangerous sport?
I'll be honest with you, and I think we've talked about this.
I think we have, but I don't remember.
We
what
haven't. And my opinion at first was football, but I think getting back to it, dude. This is the thing with football, and if you like football, this is my problem with football, and I think this sells it. Hockey,
you mean between the two? Which one is more
the most dangerous?
This is the problem now. Football continuously tries to get safer and safer and safer. Football has a lot of diva players that are just pussies.
Yeah.
So I'd have to, at this point, I'd have to give it to hockey.
What about you, Nick?
Oh, hands down. I mean, historically, football.
Football
for sure.
before, yeah. But now,
I mean, it's still pretty dangerous.
they do a lot to make, like this year.
They do, but there's only so much you could do against a 350-pound man pounding you into the ground.
There's actually a lot you could do. You can make a lot of rules to make sure that guy
rules,
doesn't
yes,
hit you.
but if they do it,
So here's the thing.
nevertheless, you're going to get hurt.
Here's the thing.
That's true.
Think about it this way. Hockey has actually gotten safer over the years. Let that sink in for a second. You're getting hit by dudes going 25, 30 miles an hour on skates. Mm-hmm. That's like getting hit by a fucking car by a dude that weighs 200 pounds just plowing you into a fucking wall. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. On top of it, you have the risk of if you go down and there's multiple people around you, you could get cut with that fucking skate.
Yeah.
Third of all, you can fucking beat the shit out of each other. Mm-hmm. Okay?
And you're allowed to do that.
Now,
Fight.
now think about this for a second.
Definitely not allowed to do that in football.
Nope.
Hockey didn't really start getting into padding until mid-70s, early 80s. Mm-hmm. Football has always had protective gear. It wasn't the best, but they had protective gear. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I understand that football is like... He told me that it was football. I'm like, motherfucker, if you ever got hit by a dude going fucking 25, 30 miles an hour...
So, I think... now, here's the thing, because I've been to the Valley and back, okay? This is why I think people will say football. Football is the more popular sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your initial reaction is
There's more
just a couple
statistics
gay guys
on-
on skates.
There's more statistics on injuries in football than there are on hockey.
That's a problem.
The reason why I like hockey is because if you look at those motherfuckers, none of them are pretty anymore.
No, that's true. They all got fucked up.
You don't got a
faces.
Mr. Big Chest. You're right.
Fucking
They all got those
missing
cauliflower
teeth.
ears.
Yep.
Their ears are fucked up. They have scars all over the place. You know why? That's because, one, granted, they play for the money, but two, they play because they fucking love hockey.
And that's why I got to give it to you, dude, because I have seen this year, this offseason, Antonio Brown, dude. Antonio Brown, listen, he's a great player.
I heard that he's going to the Bills.
No, that's not happening.
It's
One,
not.
he didn't want it to happen, and two, I don't. They were like, we don't want this guy anymore. But like Antonio Brown is a perfect example of why hockey is
diva.
better. You would not find Antonio Brown in hockey. Why? Because it's a more dangerous sport.
Yep.
That guy, he's 5'11". You know, if you're a guy who has a physical disadvantage in hockey, you're probably not going to last. You gotta you either gotta be mentally tough and you gotta go for it. Mm-hmm. You can't be this dude who paints, dyes his hair mustache blonde and go, I'm Mr. Big Chest, I want $1 million. You can't do that in hockey. You know what I mean? You gotta go out there and fucking play.
Can we also just say I'm kind of getting sick of all these NFL players, man.
Yeah.
It's all I'm not gonna play because I'm only making $16 million a year.
Oh, bite my ass.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. It's just like Antonio Brown and just like Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell's the one, yeah.
Do you know how hard I would work for $1 million a year?
Yeah, seriously. Do you know? I'm sick of hearing them bitch. I'm getting to the point where thank God I have Baker Mayfield. Because if I didn't have that dude, literally the only...
He's a baller.
Dude, I used to watch all NFL games. Mm-hmm. Now, I only watch the Browns. And it's because I'm sick of hearing these guys bitch about, I'm not making enough money. Get the fuck out of here.
I to tell you the truth, I think, you know whose fault it is? I think and I'm not trying to disrespect this player, but I think LeBron James
Yeah.
ruined sports in general because I think like
Because
him
his
as a person.
salary is outrageous.
No. I just think him as a person, he gave these, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but he made players be more vocal about like winning, getting money, which is a good thing. But it got to the point where like some players got to the point where it's just like, I need money. Like, dude, Antonio Brown is making the most that any wide receiver is making. He wants a trade, and he literally said, when I get traded, I want more guaranteed money. Nick, he makes around $26 million, I think, as a wide receiver.
That's
26
ridiculous.
million.
That's a quarterback salary.
I think Odell Beckham is the second most, and he makes $18 million. So I think maybe he makes 22. I don't know exactly, but he makes the most, and he wants more guaranteed money when he gets signed to another team. That's ridiculous.
Nobody's gonna pay that.
for a wide receiver.
And,
Yeah.
And I'll fucking tell you what, man. These guys are gonna find themselves out of the league so quick.
Yeah.
Because
Because the league has probably seen this before.
Dude.
And they're like, and guess what we do with you? We fire your ass.
all these guys' egos are so huge.
They are.
And the second that they don't get that money, it's just like Le'Veon Bell. He didn't even fucking play this year.
No, he didn't. But he didn't have to. He was like, fuck it. If I play,
If the Steelers were smart, they'd fucking cut him.
he's not. Yeah, he's done with them. They were like, we don't want to like try to extend you anymore. He's going to another team next year.
Yeah, and watch. I bet you that other team pays him less.
Here, you know what the thing is though, Tom. This is the problem: is if it's gonna make me money, I will pay whatever it is.
And you know what? I'm kind of glad that Carlo's here right now because
Not here. Yeah, my bad.
Because look at Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
That dude went from making a shit ton of money at the Kansas City Chiefs. He fucked up. Now the Browns pick him up, and if he plays, he might make $1 million this year.
Well, the thing is, he actually is. If he plays, he makes more money here.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: even if he plays, he's still fucked. He's still under us.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get as much as he was because of what happened with him.
Dude, he's not going to get nearly enough.
No.
But what I'm saying is, do you see him bitching about it?
No, he knows what he
Because-
did was wrong.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is he's grateful to be being
Playing.
picked up by somebody.
Yep.
Because he's like, oh shit, this is the only thing that I know how to do in my life. I shouldn't be a fucking spoiled prick. It's just like LeBron James, dude. I've never liked LeBron, even when he was here.
Yeah,
Even when he got signed initially, I could never stand him.
I think this year he really did because he's on the Lakers right now, dude. And like I kind of went away from it because I was just like, I don't really care. It's not my Cavs. But like even like these last couple of games, dude. Like I guess I know they have injuries, but like they're losing right now. They're not gonna make the playoffs. And he just kind of like, if you like look at the news, he just gives up at the end. It's like, dude, I know you have a young team. I know they're not playing that well, but you fucking chose this team, dude.
Yep.
You could have fucking went anywhere. You know why you went there? Because they offered you the most money.
Yep.
And because you wanted to play there because of Magic Johnson. Because you wanted to follow
See-
that legacy. You fucked yourself up. There were better options.
Here's the thing.
I think he went there for Hollywood mostly.
Yeah.
You know, here's
He didn't need
Convenient.
that, though.
Here's the thing with LeBron from day one, and I said this from day one. He's arrogant.
He is.
And you know what? I believe that man has every reason to be confident.
For sure.
Nobody has any reason to be that arrogant. And I don't see confidence with him. I see arrogance. And the reason why I see that is because those locker rooms now are falling apart with him.
Yeah.
Because all those guys are worried about losing their fucking jobs because,
That's what's
hey,
happening
we
right
have
now.
to build this team around LeBron.
Yep.
Dude, fuck that. This dude's getting up in his...
He's 34.
Yeah, he's getting close to, all right, maybe you should start thinking about retiring. You know,
I'll be honest, the dude can play till 40.
he can.
I know, but still.
But still.
I know what
like,
you mean.
Of course these guys aren't going to be playing that great because they're freaked out. They don't... When
No
you
confidence.
Yeah, when you have to worry about, oh man, did you hear that rumor that so and so is going to get traded? Like, of course you're going to play like shit. Fuck that team. Like,
Well, it's not just that. When LeBron is on your team, LeBron is your boss.
Yeah.
pretty much.
And so
yeah.
that's your boss working in your cubicle with you.
That's part of
That's
the reason
not
why-
your boss working down the hall. He is like
He's right
in
there
your
next to you.
shit at all times.
That's part of the reason why Kyrie left.
Yeah, because he had to answer to LeBron because
Well,
that's
that
what
was
He's
also-
kind of
yeah.
a puss because right now in the Celtics is kind of having the same will.
But that was also an arrogance thing too,
Yeah.
because
he was
thought-
arrogant himself.
Yeah, he
Kyrie
was-
was arrogant as fuck.
He was like, "Oh well, I don't fucking need this team. I'm gonna
then look
go
what happened.
and fucking run my own legacy." And then he's like, "Oh shit, maybe not."
It's really hard.
Good job.
And then Kevin Love's still here, and he's like, "Dude, I'm just happy I'm getting paid."
And I'm winning championships, dude. I might be the next
He's
Michael
like,
Jordan.
He's like, "I don't play half the year because I'm hurt." He's like, "I'm still getting paid a decent amount of money, and for some reason, people love me even though I'm not that good."
And Tristan Thompson is standing there like, someday I'll be able to make them free throws.
But I,
He still got the fuck Chloe, man. Fuck it. Not your
Oh, I know.
Chloe
I'm-
Kardashian.
Hey, if Tristan Thompson wanted to
No, don't
fuck my
say-
wife for
no.
a few extra bucks,
Don't be a cuck right now. Don't.
no, if he wants to pay me some of his Cavs money, yeah, go for it. But
I'm
dude,
just being honest though, man. I think that all of these guys make way too much fucking money. I really do. I mean, it's just like some of these baseball players, dude. Some of these baseball
They
players,
make a lot of
baseball
fucking
players
money.
make some of the
dude.
most.
These guys have the most retarded contracts.
Baseball's
$50
the
million.
worst because there's no cap on that. You
There
can make
is-
as much as you can buy. Yeah,
There is
25,
legitimately
30,
a player.
40.
I can't remember his name. There's a player from 1986 who was currently making, I think it was anywhere from 10 to 15 million dollars a year, yearly. Still
He's
to this day,
still making it, even though he's not even playing.
dude. Best fucking agent ever.
Must
from
be
like
nice.
1986.
Wow.
He retired in like 86, and
my
he
God.
was still making like $10 million a year.
This isn't like Randy Johnson or anybody.
no.
It's just some random dude.
No, he was a really good baseball player. I just can't remember his fucking name. But I was just listening to something about it, and I'm like, that's insane. You haven't played baseball in over 20 years, and you're still making fucking $10 million a year?
That's crazy.
Like,
No, wasn't Derek Jeter at one time making like $28 million a year?
yeah, but this dude hasn't played since 86.
No, I know. I'm saying like some of the salary caps on these guys are.
Oh, yeah, it's
outrageous.
ridiculous. Meanwhile, you got fucking cops and military out there making scraps.
35,000 a
Yeah.
year getting shot at by gang members.
But, no, Joe, did you hear my story about that guy?
no, I don't think I did.
This dude retired in like 86. And up until like, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, he was making $10 million a year after his retirement.
That's retarded.
Up until like 2 years ago.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Do you realize, like, on interest alone, how much that dude is probably sitting on by now?
That's ridiculous, man.
I'd be blowing money out my ass. I'd be spending at least $5 million a year. At least.
Ridiculous.
I'd be like, hey, let's go to the titty bar.
Or
I'm
just for
gonna
the
blow $1
last
million
30
tonight.
years, he made
See-
$10 million a year. So if
See-
you spend $5 million a year, that's
But
60 years you
This-
got to
this-
spend that money.
This is the excuse that any sports person can use.
But that's the
Which is
best
to-
agent ever.
Huh?
That's the best agent ever.
Yeah,
You
it
retire
is.
in 86 and you make $10 million
I
until
blow-
5 years ago?
I might blow that guy once a year just because of
I'd be like, dude, all right, whip it out. Let's
Whip it
go.
out.
Happy
It's
birthday,
your-
buddy.
It's your yearly
happy
blowjob.
anniversary. Yeah, dude, fuck that, man. Jesus, man. But you see, this is the thing is like that's kind of the problem with sports. Like sports is like all of these sports have the ability to go like, oh, but it's such a dangerous sport. I get injured, and it's like, yeah, you can, but at the same time, you can't. Sometimes you might not, and you make a lot of money.
And you know what
you take that risk. Nobody's drafting you into these jobs.
You know what I want to see though? I want to see somebody come in and just be like, yeah, you know what? You are putting yourself in risk, but you know who's doing it more? Fucking people that are signing up for the military.
Yeah.
Fucking people that are putting their life on the line working in
Firefighters,
dangerous
cops.
neighborhoods. Fucking firefighters.
Yeah,
like
man.
like why are we paying sports personnel
Dude,
Uber drivers.
Now that we-
multi-million dollars?
now that we say that, like fucking who is it? Colin Kaepernick won, like he settled like against the NFL and he got like a whole bunch of money.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He did. He got like
some bullshit.
He got like 10 million or 20 million, whatever.
I
He
hate that
settled. He
bastard.
settled, and
and he still whines about it.
and his you know, and that's the thing that pissed me off because I was watching this like talk show and they were like, you know, like it. They were like debating like whether he really won against the NFL or not, and like one guy was like, I mean, he settled, so did he really win? Because if you know that you had them to the point where you had to settle, why didn't you keep going if it was for a cause? You know what I mean?
Because he was just trying to get money.
He was
out
just
of
trying
it.
to get money.
Here's the thing.
That's the point.
Here's the thing with Colin Kaepernick.
He's a piece of shit.
When all that shit started,
He was never part of that. He was
when
never,
all that shit started, he was a second string quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
not
wanted
was-
the publicity.
Yeah,
They
he
sit
was
him down.
not the starting quarterback. So, I mean, he was looking for a fucking payday.
dude. No, in this fucking debate,
I
the-
really hate saying that about people because, like,
No.
I would like to think that it was for a cause, but
No.
like, if you settle on something like that and then you still fucking complain about it, you got $10 million, dude. You don't give a shit about it.
I'm sorry, dude, but Colin Kaepernick deserves nobody's anything.
Oh, he's a fucking. Piece
This
of
dude
shit.
is an asshole. You're right. This guy got sat down by the 49ers, and before he decided to kneel, he was like, I'm going to stand on the bench. And he was like, I'm going to sit on the bench because they're sitting me. And someone's like, hey, why are you sitting down during the national anthem?
Because I'm being a pouty bitch.
And exactly. And because of that, he's like, oh, this is during the national anthem? I can connect this to something else that matters
Yep.
and make money,
Yep.
which is bullshit.
Yep.
At the end of the day, fuck Colin Kaepernick because he's a piece of shit. That's fucked up, dude.
You know,
I wish I could just shave his head.
Fuck that guy.
That's
Fuck
all I
that
want to do. I just
fucking
want to
piece
shave
of
that
just-
goddamn raccoon off of his head.
dude, I don't know, man. There's just so much that goes. Like, I love sports. Don't get me wrong. I'm part of the problem because I sit there and watch them all the time.
They're great.
But it's just one of those things, man, where honestly, I feel like if you go into playing a sport, if you're making $50,000-$60,000 a year,
That'd be great.
Don't complain about it. If you're making any kind of money, if you're making any kind of millions,
you're making a. No, even if it was $50,000-$60,000 a year, you're making money doing something that you love.
You're getting paid to do something you love. You shouldn't
Like-
complain at all.
Like, dude,
The fact that you're getting paid a shitload of money to do something you love,
I make less than $50,000-$60,000 a year to do something that I hate.
yeah, I know.
Okay, so like the fact that they're doing something that they grew up loving, they're great at, and they complain about making fucking $10 million a year.
But it's kind of the same thing as like actors and singers, dude. Like those people make ridiculous amount of money.
singers not anymore.
You don't think so?
No,
No, not since streaming services. Came
exactly.
But like,
They get paid per song now. That's garbage.
yeah, but at the same time, like you're still going to get paid.
You also have to fully fund your tours. Your record companies don't fund your tours anymore.
I mean, I guess.
You have to charge your own tickets.
he's-
you have to say
You're
your own
right,
prices. You're lucky to walk away with anything.
That's why you make sex tapes. No.
Dude, that's
That's why you make reality TV shows.
Not only that, but that's why you see these guys on tour all year round now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Elton John's going back on tour for 3 separate years.
Dude, that's why R. Kelly went. He was like, "Y'all killing me." It wasn't those little kids that he was fucking. It was but anyways, let's get on a different topic. We let's talk about.
Actors still make a
Dude,
decent
what are
amount of
we
money,
at right
but
now?
We're
God, this is 2.5 hours.
this is like we're at 2:24, but we're gonna keep going. Let's keep going.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm tired as shit, dude.
It's good. I'm getting
Well,
tired.
how do we want to finish this?
I feel like we should get into.
We were talking about in the car.
Did we already do Battle of the Beers?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, dude.
I was
Okay,
gonna
well,
say
maybe
it
I'll
like,
think
dude,
on that.
Dude, we've been doing this podcast for so long. I didn't even realize that we did Battle of the Beers.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
Okay.
did it like the first hour.
Dude, you know what?
We talked about a lot of shit.
I say fuck it. Hey guys, thank you for hopping in and listening to us. I know that this was a long rant about porn and fucking
And
stupid
sports
shit.
and
It'll
all
be
sorts of
definitely
shit.
cut down.
But I mean, even if you cut it down, it's still gonna be like fucking 2 hours and 15 minutes. Were you trying to make a 3-hour podcast?
Hey man,
Fucking cuck.
loose lips.
So, but thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, definitely.
We have a good time doing this. We hope that you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think this was one of our most raw, like our most.
It was just kind
It
of a
should,
chill
it should be
episode.
like the
we didn't have any. Yeah.
the B-sides.
Don't forget
tapes.
to tip your servers.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great night. We are the designated drinkers. Keep on drinking.
Wait, we gotta say our names. So this has been Joe.
Tom.
And Nick.
We are the designated drinkers. Keep on
Drinking. Okay, bye now. I'm a cook. Bye, guys.
This has been a Fat Lowell's Radio production. To hear more shows like this, go to soundcloud.com/FatLowellsRadio.